Alright, just need this to load and show us live, and we'll be good to go. YouTube and my internet provider are probably gonna fucking hate me for uploading this much. Alright, oh, there we go. Now it shows us live. Let's share. Meet to the birds and to the book of faces. Alright, and here we go, guys. We are going to be live using raw fill, so we get everything, even the stuff that DSP stops recording on. Well, 1, 2, 3, click.
Hello, everybody. Well, let's get started. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Hold on a second. I wanted to do this. We are. I look weird because it's still light outside. Well, the sun is starting to go down. It should be down within like 20 minutes. So it's still a little bit of light, and that's why I look off color. But within like a little bit, I should look normal again. So I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay? All right. Let's actually begin. Here we go. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to something completely unplanned, and I'm not too happy about it, to be quite frank. It's actually Tuesday the 20th.
When you color correct so the purple controller is purple, he has jaundice. He looks like fucking Homer Simpson. He is not normal. And also, completely unplanned, guys. Well, you know, except for the, like, 6 hours you planned it for, but that's besides the point.
23rd of April, 2024, and this is my typical late-night stream where I would have something interesting for you, whether it be gameplay or a special event or something. Tonight, particularly, on deck, on schedule here, was something fresh and different and new. Something that people had literally requested from me, built up in hype for me for many, 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 many years. All right, tonight, what I was supposed to do is I was supposed to check out something called Fightcade on PC. For those who don't know, Fightcade is a third party, not branded to any particular company or anything, application that runs on PC. And what it does is it combines emulator suites, so different versions of gaming emulators, with the online capabilities of the GGPO rollback netcode to create a product that allows you to match up with people from all over the globe and play games for free on your PC over the internet, particularly one-on-one fighting games from yesteryear that aren't really readily available to play in any modern capacity at all. For the most part, what Fightcade was originally designed to do was posterity, meaning allow people to access games that can no longer be actively played in arcades because they don't exist anymore, or on home consoles because there's just no ports that really are viable to play. In this case, I'm talking about the era of CPS1, CPS2 games, the CPS3 games, such as the Street Fighter 3 series, etc. Those games particularly are what Fightcade was really designed to emulate. Now, for what I understand, there's been other things that have been added over the years. But this is like the way that people in the fighting game community play against each other to play old school fighting games. Particularly for me, I was stoked because my favorite fighting game of all time is Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. There's currently no real active way to play that game on a console. The two versions that are readily available are the Street Fighter.
There's actually multiple ways of playing it. He's about to talk about the 2 ways. There's no way of playing it. There's no way to play it. By the way, here's the 2 ways of playing it.
30th Anniversary Collection, which is completely busted. There's no way to moderate and make it so that trolling doesn't happen, and people have found ways to break the game because it's just not a very good version.
Break the game. Show up as Leanna was hotter. That's how they broke the game, by coming up with the name Leanna was hotter.
And the Capcom Fighting Collection, which actually doesn't run too poorly, but no one bought it. So because of that, there's no one playing this game in that collection. So really, if you own a console, you're boned. You can't play Super Turbo. Okay?
Unless, you know, you play the 2 ways he just said you can do.
Other games that I love, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, versions of the Alpha series. Like, hell, I would play any of the 3 Alphas, although Alpha 2 is my favorite. I would play 1, 2, or 3. The Versus series of games. For example, X-Men versus Street Fighter or Marvel versus Capcom. I love those games. I was quite good at those games back in the day. I would be super happy to play those games with actual competition of people who know what they're doing and play them across the globe. That would be sweet. But here's the deal. Years and years and years, people have asked me.
People have asked me to play this game, and then when I finally do it, no one showed up. Oh, wait, no, that's not even what happened. This time he just dodged it completely before he even started.
To do this, to play Fightcade. I never really had, in the last decade, the capability of doing so because
He's about to vibrate for 2.5 hours.
Capture, stream, and do everything on one PC. I don't have a dual PC setup where I can run a game on one PC and then have that feed go into the other PC for capture and streaming. It's all on one PC. Okay? So there was no way, excuse me, that I was going to be able to do Fightcade until I had some kind of a solution for this. All right. So now I do. Last year, a viewer donated a mini PC, and we played a few things on it. Like I played Chrono Trigger on PC. We actually tried out like Phasmophobia during Christmas holiday and stuff like that. We've done a few little things on it, but the whole idea was that eventually we were going to play Fightcade on there. That was the big epic thing, and I said, let's just find the time to do it. And now's the perfect time. We actually have 3 freaking weeks until there's major new releases that I'm interested in. So I'm like, oh, this would be perfect for us to set it up, get it in a rotation, and be playing all these cool classic fighters and all this stuff. And that's what the purpose of tonight was supposed to be. Right now, we were supposed to set this up so that we could do it together and start playing, like pick games and stuff and start trying it out, right? So, no exaggeration, 10 years since I lived in Washington, I've been streaming classic fighting games on console and been told, oh, Ultra Street Fighter 2, that's the wrong way to do it. It's crap. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, you're doing it the wrong way. It's crap. Oh, Capcom Fighting Collection, oh, it's crap. You're dodging the competition. You're not playing the good players. This is all your fault. All you need to do is...
Pat McAfee is hosting Bill Belichick live to watch it. That's probably how I'll be watching it, through Pat McAfee.
Play Fightcade, okay? So now...
See if the Cardinals keep that pick and get Marvin Harrison Jr.
And that was tonight.
Or they fuck it
and
up.
then this morning, on my Level 1 podcast in the morning, I'm discussing this with the crowd live, with the audience. You know, good crowd this morning, by the way. And I want to say thank you to anyone who was there, because there were some good Samaritans. Let me tell you, there were some good Samaritans there this morning. Holy moly.
They tell me that I was going to fuck everything up, guys.
I do want to say one thing before we actually even go much further. I got the weirdest message during the break. I got an email from someone who was like, I'm so upset with you because you attacked me today on the podcast and you insulted me and I want an apology. And I was like, I'm reading the message, right? And I'm looking and I'm like, that literally didn't happen. Like, I think what happened was someone was being very stupid in the chat at one point about like being a jerk to me. And I responded to them, but I didn't say a name. And someone else must have misconstrued it as I...
No. Someone told you to stop playing the victim. You went, yeah, stop being a bitch. How dare you attack me for always playing the victim. I'm not always the victim. Yeah. You banned them afterwards.
I was singling them out in the chat. The thing is, this person was not moderated. I did not call them out by name. Somehow they 100% misunderstood who I was talking to.
But you did ban them.
So I'm just going to say this to anyone who attends my content or my streams.
You
this is something
banned them.
I should air out.
Shut the fuck up.
Basically, if you think that I'm directly addressing
you, banning someone right now.
Ask me, and make sure
that it's I am.
But the truth is that usually, if I am addressing someone directly, like a person directly in the chat, I will tell you, like, you're messing around, you know, don't do that, or I will call you out, I will moderate.
Or when they tell you to stop playing the perpetual victim, you lean over and you ban them.
In my chat,
you call them an idiot after you ban them.
That allows me to then have to basically do something about it. You know what I'm saying?
Like he's banning people right now.
But yeah, like someone completely misunderstood or misconstrued what happened and took it as a personal insult. I mean, obviously, I apologize to whoever that person is if they actually thought I was insulting them. I wasn't talking to them at all. In fact, I don't even know what they said in chat because I was talking totally to somebody else.
You bet. So, how's it going?
But be careful. You got to be careful about this, guys. And here's why. I'm one person. You are many, right? Right now, we have a chat of hundreds of people. I do my best to talk to you and have conversation
10,
or
maybe
whatever.
15 people.
But I can't.
Not hundreds.
Basically, be perfect all the time and be clear exactly who I'm addressing. Right now, I'm talking to everyone generally, right? Don't take it to heart. If I say something on stream and you get upset, did he say that to me? Did I? Well, if I did, I would have said your name and I would have moderated you if I felt that you broke the chat rules. If I didn't do that, I wasn't talking to you.
You banned them.
So I actually feel like that like some people, they take it the wrong way or whatever. I'm not, like, literally, this person, I apologize to them if they took it that way, but that was not the intention. I wasn't insulting this person whatsoever. I wasn't even responding to them talking in the chat. I don't even know what they said. So there you have it. Anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. Please be careful. Don't always take what I say as like I'm directly talking to you, especially if all of a sudden I'm responding to something in the chat. It doesn't mean I'm responding directly to you unless I call you out. Then you know I'm talking to you. Okay? I do feel it's kind of unfair. Like I said, I'm one, you are many.
It's unfair to me.
Everyone takes every word I ever say as I'm talking directly to you.
I can only ban so many people at once.
Right? Fair enough? Okay. Now getting back on subject. As we're doing the podcast this morning, the Level 1 podcast, a few good Samaritans actually came to the stream and said, hey, just so you know, it sounds like no one has ever told you this before, but when you play Fightcade, your IP address gets exposed. Now, it took us about half an hour to hash this out, but by the end of a half an hour segment on the podcast, we kind of figured out exactly how it all works. And so here's how Fightcade actually works. There's a chat room. No, your information does not get exposed in the chat room, okay? There's like a client where you search for people, and all you see in the client where you search for people is a geolocation. So you'll see, oh, okay, this person's located in the USA. This person's located in the UK. This person is in, you know,
Japan.
Mexico or whatever, right? So you at least know what country they're in. but you don't see their IP
Argentina?
address. However, so what I'm understanding, Fightcade is a free program, all right? It's totally free. There is no paid version that's better, that has features. It's just something that everyone uses in the FGC for posterity to keep classic fighting games alive, which is to be well respected and regarded. Thank you to the people who make Fightcade for doing that. That's very nice of you to keep fighting games alive that normally wouldn't have.
Here's how you fucked me over.
Play them, right? It'd be nice if we had perfect versions of these games on console. We do not. Correct?
Agent Smith.
Anyway, apparently,
how's it going?
It's peer-to-peer. What that means is there's no central server that you connect to. Instead, it's you are directly connecting to someone else. And even though you can't actively see it yourself, yes, your IP address gets exposed when you connect to someone. Now, you might say, well, why is this not a big deal for anyone? Well, because normally people don't have endless armies of complete mentally challenged weirdos on the internet.
Don't call my fans dense, but if you don't like me, you're mentally challenged idiot. Thank you, DSP, for clarifying that dent is a terrible slur, but mentally challenged idiot is not.
Chasing them around trying to ruin their business and their life, but I do. Okay? It's sad. It's just a crazy hate mob of weird people that follow me around, try to do this stuff, but it's
Ciao, how's it going?
Present. So what happens is apparently you need to have third-party things going. So, for example, it wouldn't be in Fightcade, but they could do something like use an IP sniffer, which is a third-party program you can get, and it can interact with Fightcade, and it can find out the IP address of the person that you've matched against to play. So it might not happen immediately, but within, you know, a session or two, there's definitely a chance that one of these trolls.
Trolls.
Okay.
The trolls that cause them to shake like that.
They will do this.
Okay, how's it going?
One of these trolls will eventually match with me, get my IP address, and there you go. In fact,
yeah, because of the trolls.
Like, if you do a Google,
and
Google
can't
search for
do
security issues, the sixth result is
VPNs. VPNs don't work, guys. VPNs ain't real.
No go here. So unless the makers of Fightcade work with some other method to hide someone's IP address in the app itself, which I don't think they're going to do. It's a free app, right? They're not. Maybe if they were receiving payment for this
he's
app,
fucking
they could
vibrating.
develop something that makes it foolproof, much like
waiting for him to shake the camera again like he has before,
or its own matchmaking system where you have no access to the back-end data. But apparently, you can do that just easily, just using an IP sniffer program. You can get the IP right out of Fightcade. You can get someone's IP. So why isn't it a big deal for anyone else? Because no one else gets harassed like me. Everyone else just plays
like
casually for themselves.
Reee,
Even a casual fighting game streamer, you know, you get a few hundred people on your stream or whatever, no one's going to dox you. But because I'm Darkside Phil, and people hate me for literally no good reason.
No good reason, guys.
They will dox me.
Not for all the horrible scams I've put over the years.
And probably get a bunch of people to DDoS attack me. Great, right?
Yes, that would be great. Fuck you.
Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, because all day people have been saying use a VPN, 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 use a VPN. We already addressed it on the podcast, but I'll readdress it now. Okay? There are services out there, VPNs, that essentially spoof your location so that you look like you're somewhere else. So no one can actually find out your true IP address. Okay? So for example, I could get one of these. I know there's a bunch of them. There's NordVPN, ExpressVPN. There's like a ton of them that are commercially used. And you pay a subscription fee a month. And basically when you go to do anything, before you actually get to the destination you want to go. So let's say, for example, I was going to stream on YouTube, but I wanted to protect my IP. Instead of connecting directly to YouTube and then streaming to YouTube, I would connect through this VPN first.
But it's impossible, guys. It's too hard to do.
Actually think that my broadcasting location was another country or another place. And apparently they have things all over the place. Like some of them are international. Some of them have several things in the United States.
You could also be like, all right, instead of my place, you can do Seattle. So there's very little lag. Because you're just streaming from 10 minutes away.
United States. But the one big problem with VPNs, okay, is very, very simple. They add lag. Because you're not broadcasting.
They don't always add lag.
You're going from somewhere else. So, for example, if I were to use a VPN to change my IP address, all right, so that I could play Fightcade and protect my IP.
Protect my family, guys. I gotta protect my family.
In which case, why bother playing online if you're adding delay to make it lag? The other person won't have the lag. I will. Right? I'll have a...
You both have lag. That's how lag works. It's not just one person has lag and the other one doesn't. You both would have lag.
And it's already rollback netcode. It's already rollback netcode where things are going to be going all over the place, teleporting. Now imagine that added with a VPN that's adding lag, correct? And as much as people want to be really optimistic about this and say, well, you can get a VPN that maybe will broadcast out of Seattle or whatever, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's
going to add lag enough that it's
Jesse,
going to make it
how's it going?
It's going to make it as laggy as it was on the console versions anyway. So there's no point. I could just play the console version, which is also broken and laggy, and there's no point. You know what I'm saying? So... You know, it's just dumb. Why would I do that? Why would I pay to get a VPN only to play on Fightcade for the few times that I will do this a month? You know, Fightcade probably be something I would do like once a week. you know, 4 times a month. I'm going to do a specific subscription just to get a VPN, just to change my IP address, just to stream that one particular app 4 times a month and add lag and make myself miserable.
That'd be a business expense. So you could easily write it off.
It's insane. You know what I'm saying?
Finally have a legitimate business expense.
I don't even have confidence.
Can't do it.
I don't have confidence.
He doesn't have confidence of being able to write off his business expense, guys.
Without the VPN. What I mean by that is this is rollback netcode. I don't like rollback netcode. I think rollback netcode hides lag from the viewer. If you're watching, it doesn't look laggy. But half the time when I'm playing a game like Street Fighter 6, my inputs are delaying and dropping. When I do them, it's not good. It's already frustrating. Now I'm going to add even additional delay to that situation using a VPN, right?
Yes, fuck you.
And then on top of that, there's no guarantee this thing's even going to be that fun or work. Because, you know, it's one thing when it's just a free thing, you mess around with a big deal. It's another thing when you're paying a subscription service just to use the stupid thing, and then it ends up being a flop or what people are on to play. It's just not worth it. There's no guarantees that a VPN would do anything to help.
There's no guarantee you guys are going to give me enough money to make it worth it, guys.
So
there's no guarantee I'd make enough money.
Basically, it's shot. It's kaput. It's off the table. And there's nothing that I can do about it. I'm sorry. I want
Now, he could play a different game tonight. He could play any other fucking game. He could play on console, Street Fighter 2, whatever. But obviously, hell no. That ain't gonna happen.
To play Fightcade for you guys. For years, people came. I want to say you guys, but I don't want to say it was all of you because who knows actually who it was. But I remember particularly as I played games like Ultra Street Fighter 2 on the Switch or the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, you know, on my Xbox or PlayStation, people would say, "Man, you're just stupid. Everyone who's anyone is playing Fightcade, and you're dumb because you're purposefully dodging the competition." That's what they would say. DSP is purposefully dodging the competition by playing on console because it's like a small pool of people who aren't good, right? Oh, if he played on PC, he'd be playing the cream of the crop, the better players, and he would be spanking or he'd be getting spanked by everyone.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why you gotta run and hide.
People who play on PC on Fightcade probably play all the time. Unlike me, who I'm rusty and I play these occasionally. These are probably people who've been actively playing these games for ages and ages and ages. You know what I'm saying?
Run and hide.
But yeah, like people would always come by and say, "Phil, why are you not playing the real comp? Why are you not?" And so all these years, I'm thinking, you know, maybe when I finally get the capability of doing this, I want to play Fightcade, and now I have it. And I advertised it. And we talked about this for months. We talked about ever since I got the mini PCs that I would do it. We said I was going to do it in December. Then it got delayed. Then we said January. Then it got delayed again. So there's all these opportunities for you to find out about it. It wasn't until the morning that I was going to do the Fightcade setup tonight that I was told that this happens. It was the morning of, during a 10-year span that...
10 years, he could have looked it up himself. He could have looked it up at any fucking time himself over the past 10 years, but didn't.
Everyone crapped on me saying I was a coward dodging the competition. The truth of the matter is I never would have been able to do it because it exposes my IP. And it was all a lie. And thankfully, it was people like Bono's Tecmo and a few others. It was him and like 2 or 3 other people who were all finding the information and putting it in the chat this morning. I basically once again have dodged a huge bullet. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 is officially the year of me dodging 1,000,000 huge bullets. So far, it's like the fucking Matrix, and I'm just doing Matrix dodging like Keanu Reeves right now. All these bullets are passing me by because there were so many opportunities for bad things to happen, and somehow I'm dodging them. I mean, this is good, obviously, but it definitely is frustrating that so many things, you know, are kind of not working out in a positive way. I wish they did, you know. In this case, I don't like the fact that I can't play classic fighting games. I want to. This sucks that I can't, that I don't have an access to it, but others can, right? Because others don't have an army, a legion of fucking trolls after that. It's kind of like, it's very similar to the situation where people are saying, what about all these gifted memberships that you keep getting from trolls that you're saying, you know, they're not real? Well, they are real, but they're basically discounted because they're using an exploit. They're using a VPN to pretend like they're in another country where the pricing is incorrect on memberships, and then they're mass buying them for a few pennies.
Well, how come they're not dealing with lag when they use VPN?
People are like, so why is that affecting you and not others? Because I'm Darkside Phil, and I'm the one who's stalked by literally thousands of mentally ill people who think that that's...
Don't say them, but no problem with mentally ill idiots.
...okay to do. It's okay to exploit a system as long as it hurts Phil. It's okay to skirt the rules as long as it hurts Phil. It's okay to literally break the law, which has happened to me many times over the years. People breaking the law just to hurt Phil.
Yes.
That's sick. There's other fighting game streamers out there literally right fucking now who are playing on Fightcade. And there are no trolls going in using IP sniffers to find their IP address, post it up on the internet on Kiwi farms, and have everyone DDoS attack them. That's not happening. People even said it earlier. Avoid the puddle is a prominent fighting game streamer who gets to play Fightcade all the time, and he does never had this issue whatsoever. Not once has this happened to him. He could just play it with no issue.
Whatever you say,
Why?
White
Because he doesn't have an army of weirdo, loser, mentally ill people following him around. So he can have a normal life. I can't. I'm not free to have a normal life,
but I can't because
and then people idiotically say things in the chat like earlier, oh, victim complex. It's not a fucking complex, you idiot.
It's
a documented, factual shit that's happening. I'm not making it up. You say victim complex if you're actively trying to make yourself a victim for sympathy. I don't want anyone's sympathy. I just want to do the normal shit everyone else can fucking do, and I'm not allowed to. This is not.
I'm not allowed, guys. Mommy told me no.
That every place I turn, I get harassed by weirdos and losers and people who should be mentally examined for help. Because if they think this is a use of something normal in their life, they're out of their minds. They are infatuated with me and my family, and they're actively trying to harass us at every turn.
This is why I wanted to cover this so badly.
I'm not allowed to do the things everyone else does. Just like back when I was on Twitch,
so
I was not allowed
and he's
to
still
have a
vibrating
stream because my trolls would harass whoever the sponsor was, and the sponsor would demand from Twitch that I no longer get these sponsored opportunities because they don't want to be harassed by trolls. So then they kicked me out of the program and never told me. They literally lied to me about it. Outright lied and said, oh, it was a coding error. They weren't man enough to say, oh, we're kicking you out of the program unfairly because of your trolls. They lied about it and said it was a coding error that I couldn't see the page. Yes, that's what they told me. Okay? So it's just one of many, many things. It's why I can't have a merch page. Because if I have a merch page, my trolls go to the vendor and complain that I'm a bigot and a racist and a sexist and I'm a horrible person and you don't want to do business with them.
Gee, Mr. Top 10 Racist Moments. I wonder why your trolls would say you're a racist and a bigot. Mr. Top 10 Racist Moments of 2008 and 2009 and 2010 and 2011. Why would people say you're a racist and a bigot? I just cannot put two and two together for that. Can you, chat?
So then they kick me out because they're getting harassed, you see? Not that any of this is true, but they don't care. They just don't want the hassle. So this is why I can't get the same things as everybody else. This is why when people say, well, why don't you just take on sponsors? Because I can't take on a sponsor. Even if I did, it wouldn't last because of this. Do you understand? I have to basically make a living just off of streaming. That's it. I can't get income from anywhere else because of these idiots. It's not a victim complex. That's actual reality complex. Because these idiots won't leave me alone. What they don't realize is all the things they don't like. So for example, they don't like it when I go on a stream and I talk about this. They don't like it if I'm on a stream and I say, hey guys, will you contribute to support my stream tonight? Oh, he's an e-beggar. Oh, he's a victim.
You're an e-beggar.
I have to do that because you fucked my life up. You understand?
So you're admitting you're an e-beggar. Well, thank you, DSP, for straight up admitting that you are an e-beggar.
That if you would fucking stop, if you wouldn't dox me, I could be playing Fightcade right now like everyone else who uses it. If you wouldn't fuck up sponsors, I would have had sponsors years ago, and I wouldn't have been in the financial situations that I got into. You created the problem.
You created the monster, and now you can't control it. Oh, wait, wrong rant.
You complained about the consequences of the problem. Your consequences created actions for me that I couldn't avoid, and now I'm living with those repercussions of your actions, and I'm just trying to make a living, but you're not happy with that. But you created the situation. You're fucking stupid. You're the dumbest people on earth. Do you get it? You're literally the dumbest people. You created the situation you don't like. I wasn't ever having to do shit like this back in the day. When I was 10 years ago before, this is how you don't play.
When you had Machinima, sure, you had to do this. But then you lost Machinima. Has nothing to do with the trolls and has everything to do with Machinima dropping your ass. Machinima doesn't drop your ass, you're fine. But they did, and now you're boned.
I just did whatever. I played games, I uploaded videos, I went on trips, I did everything. I had no issues with my income. So because I was able to do whatever the hell I wanted, I was free.
Yes, you blew thousands of dollars on stupid shit.
Saying, oh, we got to have a Patreon, and we got to have a PayPal, and we got to have this. It was literally just, here's my videos, watch them, ad revenue.
And again, Bankleaks proved he spends more money on WWE champions than he does on his mortgage. He spends more money on WWE champions than he does on his mortgage. So he can sit there and cry about, oh, I got to beg because of the trolls. The trolls forced me to beg. Trolls don't force you to spend more on WWE champions than your fucking mortgage every year or every month.
Thanks so much. Done. And I gave shit away constantly. Like giveaways every fall. All this shit behind the scenes. Hell, I used to be able to afford to give money to charity. And I did many times behind the scenes back when I actually made money to do it. But I can't anymore because people fucked with my life so much. So you created the monster. You created the situation.
You created the monster. Oh, he said it. Guys, he said it. He said you created the monster.
Fuck everyone.
He actually said you created the monster. Oh, fuck. I was just joking. I didn't think he'd actually say it. The one who wails. How's it going?
Everyone of you out there who acts like this and does this horrible things to me and my family. That's why I
horrible
can't play
things to me and my family, guys. Pointing out that I cry and beg for money.
You're the problem. If you don't exist right now, if you were finger snapped out of existence, things would be better. Think about that.
You'd be able to lie and beg as much as you wanted.
And people would probably be happier.
Who knows how many scams you'd get away with if we didn't exist.
But you won't. Because you've been doing this to me for over a decade. Right? This is just insane how they act.
Deserve it.
People. So, anyway, that's what's going on. That's why I'm trying to express how openly disappointed I am right now with the fact that I can't play retro fighting games. I was stoked and pumped for this. You guys built this up for years that it was going to be something great. And now I can't do it. You know? And now, I mean, to be particularly honest, it just sours me from wanting to do something. Like right now, what should we do tonight? I don't fucking know. I'm not even in a mood to fucking do anything. I'm not.
Except for crying bag.
I'm not allowed.
Wow, dude, how's it going? And Greg
to stream can do. I'm really ripping pissed. And I don't think that I should now have to.
I'm ripping pissed, guy. That I can't sit and cry and beg and scam about the detractors pointing out I'm scamming.
A bunch of shitbags out
Harbs, how's it going? Guys, thank you for showing up. I know it's late at night. It's Thursday night, so a lot of you probably have work tomorrow. I don't, but that's because my work days are weird. I always have to work weekends. I'll be working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but hey, I got tomorrow off. So again, thank you guys for showing up already. I know it's late. It's weekday and all that, but thank you for showing up. Let's continue. Wednesday night.
So I don't think I'm going to do anything. I think we're just going to hang out. I'm going to talk with you guys. I have some things I'm going to shout out. Thank you, because a couple people have already contributed.
Only 7
and
PM
I want to shout
nice.
these out, okay? And I want to hang out. And I just kind of want, at this point, I just kind of want to unwind because I'm just upset. Like, I really don't even think I'm in a mood
that I can't
to say,
scam.
oh, let's just do an impromptu stream of another game.
I just want to scam people and they won't let me scam.
Because I'm actually in a bad mood. And I don't think that's
in a bad mood for not being allowed to scam.
Be all pissy at the fucking game and just be upset, Mr. fucking Sourpuss. I feel like we definitely should be able to at least, you know, talk a little bit, hang out a bit, and have some good time without having to worry about that shit. You know what I mean?
Having to cry and beg for more money, guys.
I'm already upset to that point, right?
Lean in, manual ban. Lean in, manual ban. Ban, 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 ban. Lean in,
so notably,
let's
get to some shout-outs. I want to say Danny the DK, thanks for 7 months as a member. There was a $2 tip here that came in earlier, actually before I even turned on my stream, saying I gotta at some point check out Dave the Diver.
Incorrectly. We all know
I've heard things about this game. Some people say it's a meme game, and the reason people want me to play it is because they claim that the main character looks like me. I don't know anything about that. I've literally never seen the game before, nor do I know what kind of a game it is. I just heard it's an indie game. I guess it's one of those ongoing survival games or something, I think, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it would be entertaining for my audience ever.
Oh yeah, he gets fucking
something that I might check out eventually, because some people have mentioned it.
That water bottle is straight up fucking gin.
A $20 tip from Dan the Man. Thank you, Dan the Man, for a very generous $20
Dan the Man coming in to save the stream.
And by the way, I just realized something. Guess what, guys? You're about to see a new animation. This animation has not been played on the stream before because I have new animations now for $10, $20, $30, and $50 levels of tips. This is the first time I'm playing this new $20 animation.
The first time ever, guys.
Thank you, Dan the Man. Here we go. That's one of the best animations ever made. That's hard to top, but I'll tell you right now, for a $50 animation, there's a pretty good one, too.
Hint, hint, guys, for $50. For just $50. Hint, hint.
Oh. But that's not right. That's a good one. Raul Julia, rest in peace. The late, great Raul Julia in his last role. But, the $50 one is really good, too. Let me put it this way. The $50 one is the most over-the-top, ridiculous, funny, embarrassing one that I've probably ever had.
Holy fuck.
It's
$50 one is great, guys. Don't you want to see the $50 one? That's how great it is?
Okay.
It is so fucking great, guys.
But it's funny as shit. We will see it eventually, I'm sure. Probably not tonight, but we will see them all eventually. But thank you, Dan the Man, for that. I appreciate that.
Knock on wood, guys, that we eventually see them all.
So that's what we got going right now. If any other contributions come in, I will shout them out. And thank you in advance. All right? Now, I will say one thing, because A. Schrob said, you know, when you talk about your detractors and your trolls, it just gives them the attention, and then they listen, they're going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter what I say or do. They do it anyway. They invent shit up that doesn't happen on my stream and title their videos that, and then creatively edit to make it look like it happened when it didn't. They do whatever they want. It doesn't matter what
editing, something he's never done in his life.
I'm not a fucking pussy coward who thinks that, oh, I better not say anything because God forbid my trolls might attack me. They do it anyway, so I don't give a fuck about what they do. Do you think I give two flaming turds?
That's why you're talking about us right now.
Me? They can eat my shit out of my ass with a spoon.
So waiting for my spoon there, DSP. Still waiting for my spoon.
There you go. I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I want, and I'll talk about what I want. And in this case, I needed to talk about it because it's unfortunate because a lot of people were looking forward to Fight Kate, including me, and I can't do it now, and it's their fucking fault, so they can eat shit.
It was not his fault, guys. He did nothing wrong. He did everything correct.
Antonio, there's absolutely no reason to play arcade mode on Fightcade. If you're not aware, arcade mode in Street Fighter games particularly is awful. It's either way too easy or way too hard. It's not fun in any way, and it doesn't represent real gameplay because the computer will cheat at higher difficulties. They don't even have to charge to do charge moves.
The computer cheats, guys. I can't play it. Cheats.
The only time that I would consider doing that is if, for example, we were doing a marathon of fighting games and I wanted to have a segment of it be a big challenge, like do the highest level difficulty of every arcade game and try to do a run with different characters or something just for fun. Then I would consider it. But outside of that,
game cheats.
This is not worth it. It's not going to even be like a fun stream. It's not. The single player modes of those are not great.
It cheats me. Ree, me, guys. There's nothing you can do because it cheats.
Well, I feel like now we're over a half an hour into the stream, and I feel like
half an hour in and he's still vibrating
all the
like
crap
crazy.
Off of my chest that I had on my chest. It's disgusting to have crap on your chest. Let me tell you, you got to clean it. It smells terrible. All right, but anyway, it's off my chest now, and and so,
man, all those lean and manual bangs, he's gonna get tired.
Let's now chill, shall we?
JDX, how's it going?
Talk about tonight. Like I said, at this point, I was seriously considering doing something tonight, like gameplay, but I'm just so upset that I don't think that it makes any sense.
He's too upset to play a video game.
Pissy, and it would definitely affect the gameplay in a negative way, and I don't want to do that. That's not fair. That's not fair to the game. That's not fair to the audience. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to anyone. It's just gonna be shitty content. So I'd rather just kind of chill.
Wow, how do you tell the difference between nothing else happens? How do you tell the difference between your regular content and your shitty content? I thought it was all shitty.
So let's see what you guys have to talk about. Let's see. Rollor says, is Shadow of the Earth the most hyped DLC for any game ever? I'm not the judge of that. It's definitely the most hyped DLC of any game recently. You know, being that it's the first DLC for Elden Ring. Maybe it'll be the only DLC for Elden Ring. Did you ever think of that? It's been 2 years since Elden Ring came out. And typically, with previous outings that FromSoft has made, the DLCs have usually come out within about a year. Even Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2, I'm thinking about. Even, Bloodborne. Its DLC came out later that year, right? So this is the first one ever that took 2 whole years. And it may be the only one. So being that, you know, Elden Ring is such a highly regarded game, and this might be the only DLC for it. Yeah,
and he's gonna give himself a workout there in the lean and manual ban all those people.
I can definitely see it going down in history in that stature. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it definitively will be the best quality-wise. I hope it is, because I would love a great Elden Ring DLC, but, you know, I think hype-wise it might be.
Yeah, I saw $240 in tips. Like, what the fuck are you people
Get myself a
doing?
drink? No, I'm not going to drink right now. No. I told you guys, there's times when I drink on stream, but it's usually just for special events, stuff like that.
Guys, he's totally not drinking.
Willy-nilly for no reason.
He just keeps slurring his words.
When you are upset about
drinking,
something,
guys, I
I'm going to give everyone some really good advice. If you're stressed and you want stress relief, by all means drink. But if you're actually legitimately angry about something, do not drink. That's my advice to you, because I found that sometimes drinking will alleviate that, but sometimes it can actually accentuate the anger, and then you start lashing out and doing things that are not good. So that's my 42-year-old adult who has drank a lot in his life.
Please raise your hand to Ken and watch her beat your ass. That'd be hilarious.
People out there, please do not drink when you're angry. It could turn out bad for you and the people around you unintentionally. Even if you're not intending to lash out at others. Remember, when you drink, your inhibitions go away, and so you might actually be nasty to someone you don't intend to be nasty to, and that's not fair to them. Right? And to yourself.
It's not fair, guys. It's not fair. Now give me money.
That you were nasty to someone for no good reason. And now you got to live with the repercussions of your bad actions.
Right? How's it going?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I received an incredibly generous $50 tip tonight.
Now we get to see the $50 animation, guys. Aren't you excited?
And the man is out of control tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the $50 animation? I don't know if you are. I'll be honest. I don't know if you're ready for this one. This has got to be the best one. When I saw it, I cracked the hell up laughing. All right. Are you ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new
Dan the Man
$50 tip animation on DSP Gaming.
Wow, that is so great. That was amazing. I'm so glad you hyped it up so much, DSP.
I love it. If you're wondering what all these are from, so the Chun-Li one and this one, those two animations, that's the $30 to $50 animation, they're from a movie that Jackie Chan was in. And I forget what the name of the movie was. I've totally forgotten. But this was when Street Fighter was getting prominent, and so they made this kung fu movie where he dressed City Hunter. Is that what it's called? City Hunter? There you go, City Hunter. He dresses up like all of them, cosplays as them, as like 3 or 4. Doesn't he also cosplay as Dalsim too? There's a Dalsim in there too somewhere. So it's funny as shit, and of course to have me as that is equally stupid. So very nice. Thank you, Dan the Man, for the support tonight. That is so nice of you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to forego the Gunner glasses tonight. Here's why. Whenever I wear them and we're doing a podcast or a show like this, they glare badly at the camera. And it bothers me to know that you guys are staring at this fucking ring light in your face. So I'm not going to wear the Gunner glasses tonight. All right? Is that okay?
I'm not going to wear the rewards, guys.
I'm looking over here.
Thank you for giving me all the fucking money, but I'm not going to give you the rewards for the money.
To the stream for me to do that. So What's the $100 animation? No, I don't think I have a new one. I think the $100 animation is the old one, where it says $100, and I go, whoa, whoa. You want to check? Actually, I don't think I updated the $100 animation. I think it's the old one. So this is not legit. We're just testing it.
Now you can play it.
Oh, no, it's the dance. I changed it to the dance. Oh, there you go. I changed it to
Mister, I can't play them unless you tip me.
It's really not new.
It's impossible for me to play them unless you tip.
I forgot that I...
Now you can play them. Thanks, DSP.
Okay. I also received a $1 tip from Michigan Man. I'm sorry that Fightcade isn't working out for you tonight since you're not dipping into old school games. Do you remember the first time an arcade game blew your mind away? It was Time Traveler. I thought that's what the future of gaming would look like. I don't remember Time Traveler. Sounds familiar. Was it a full motion video game in the arcade? It might have been. But for me, the first arcade game I ever saw was Wonder Boy. And this was at my local corner store where my dad and I every Sunday morning would walk to get newspaper and like some things like maybe milk or something like that. And they had Wonder Boy. And so my dad just had
what if someone with a name like Leonard was hotter tips? And then they would pop up in the thing. He can't have that, dude.
That was an arcade game. It was really good. And, I liked it. I wasn't like, oh my God, amazed, but I thought it was cool because it definitely looked better than like video games at home at the time. The only ones I'd seen was the ones my uncle had at his house. The first arcade game that blew me away, like completely blew me away, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. Because it looked like the cartoons. And at that point, video games at home looked like blips and bloops on the screen, like the Atari and stuff like that. To actually see a video game that literally the Turtles looked like their cartoon counterparts, had voices that sounded similar to the cartoon, had the actual enemies from the cartoon in it, that was super duper neat. Super duper neat. And I was like, wow, this is the future of gaming. And then, of course, arcades for the longest time, from like the early or late 80s all the way through the early 2000s, arcades always had games that were better graphics and better performance and controls than at home. It wasn't until the era of, say, Dreamcast, PS2, that now home consoles were matching what was in the arcade.
Not a chance.
So it was a good decade. I loved going to arcades to see what the hottest, latest new games were. I played them all. I played the shooters, the driving games, the fighting games, beat 'em ups, sports games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. Dude, every puzzle games like Magical Drop and Bust a Move. I played them all. I was an arcade aficionado in the 90s. I guarantee you.
And that was the last time you left the house.
Stream, just talking about arcade games from the 90s. I have all that information in my brain from being there for a decade. I loved all those games. I could talk about them for a long time. Super cool time to be alive as a kid. That's for sure.
Super cool, guys.
Let's see here.
Cool.
Easy Steve did a super chat. Did you check out Metaphor? Fantasio. I know. Did the trailer come out today? I think it did. I didn't see it yet. People who have seen it. Oh, by the way, another new animation. This is the new animation for Super Chats, guys. Just so you know. Super Chats under $5. Get that Zangief animation. I think the trailer came out today, and I'm gonna check it out because it's the makers of Persona. Only it's set in like a medieval time instead. Sounds pretty good to me.
Maybe it's too busy playing video games to take tea home.
Trailer. I've not seen it yet. Haseo, right now, I'm not in the mood to check out Game Pass or PS Plus. We'll see how the night goes. We'll see how the night goes.
This is why I wanted to cover this, because this is such a fantastic fucking rant.
We get bored, we can maybe
I saw the highlights on Twitter.
Like Max Payne from Max Payne.
Well, I gotta watch this.
I actually agree. I was thinking about that. I was like, who do I look like? I look like Ace Ventura. Because Ace Ventura also had the white shirt with the kind of Hawaiian shirt over it. You're absolutely right. I look like Max Payne.
I took a shower. I feel great. Let's do this. I'm off tomorrow, so if I'm tired, fuck do I care.
Did everything about collecting arcade machines? When I was younger, yes, because I actually had a friend or two who owned arcade machines and had them in their homes. And we would go over.
He actually had a friend or two, guys, when he was a kid. He actually had a friend. Unlike now.
This guy's house and actually play games like, Super Turbo, X-Men vs. Street Fighter and stuff on his cabinet, which was really cool. And I always thought, I want a cabinet at home. And then when I got my place in 2009.
And then you never got one.
Yes, it was when I got my own place, my own condo in Connecticut in 2009. I thought, oh man, this will be cool. This will be the time when I can actually get my own arcade machine or whatever. But what ended up happening was, as you know, I became a more prominent YouTuber at that time.
You're a bitch.
And I focused mostly on just console stuff. So even though I thought it would be cool to get an arcade machine, I didn't do it at the time. I focused on just doing my YouTube stuff. But I was always thinking about getting one. And then, at the time, my friend Howard
terrible JDX.
And basically he had a whole room in his house dedicated to it. And, I went over there to play Super Turbo with him and a bunch of other people several times, recorded, documented, and he started live streaming it and stuff like that. And it was fun, but you know what? I think, honestly, it was that time when I actually realized I would not want it. Reason being, to actually see how much room it takes up in your home, right? Like, man, that's pretty big. It takes up like half a room. And my place is small. Like, my place is small.
My uncle had a pinball machine down in the... He had like 3 pinball machines down in the basement because he'd...
A big arcade
cabinet.
Like,
pick them up from places like, oh, it's broken. They throw it out, he'd pick it up, he'd fix it.
And then I moved across the country.
And he had pinball machines. It was awesome.
And even that, I don't even know where I would put it in this house. Like, the garage.
You have a, 1,800 square foot home for 2 people. You're really telling me an 1,800 square foot home for 2 people, you can't find a single place to put a cabinet? Really? God, you're such a bitch.
I don't even have a place for it. So yeah, I'm genuinely glad that I never got it. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Will I check out the remake of Max Payne when it comes out? Yes, because isn't it supposed to be Max Payne 1 and 2? So yes, I will probably check that out. Let's see here. Oh, my arms don't glitch using the keyboard. That's true. If my arms start delocating, snapping around in weird positions, and contorting, please warn me. Let me know. I should emulate arcade games because I like them a lot. Make a night for arcade games in the past. I've done that many times in the past, a long time ago. I actually did. I used to have a friend who would come over, and once a week we would do co-op stuff. And we did that a few times. We did, like, emulated games of the past. I remember we did games like Alien vs. Predator and beat-em-ups like Final Fight and stuff like that. We did those together back in the day. But, I don't think anyone would be too interested.
But now I don't have friends anymore, so I can't do it.
When the Genesis Mini came out, I did play Streets of Rage 2 like once. And people thought it was all right. And they literally never asked for me to continue. I never even beat it. So...
Guys, I don't have friends anymore. How am I supposed to play games with friends if I don't have friends?
All his words are capitalized. I don't know why. That's a little weird. I am checking out the Fallout 4 patch. I've already made it clear. This weekend, 2 new games. Friday, we're starting Another Crab's Treasure, which is the Souls-like game starring a hermit crab. Really weird premise, but it may be good. And then we're actually going to start the playthrough of Fallout 4 on Saturday.
Fallout 4 is not a new game.
Although, now I'm on the fence, because here's the thing. I don't know.
Fallout 4 is years old.
Tomorrow was supposed to be me either doing Elden Ring or Helldivers 2 on the day stream, and then the
Fallout
night stream
4 came out with the PS4.
I don't have that anymore. So, I don't know what to do tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night, I should do a 2-hour intro to Fallout 2 stream.
Fallout 4 came out with the PS4. How's it a new game?
Past the intro. So then when I play it again on Saturday...
This is at 1.25 speed.
We'll get into the meat of the game. We don't
yeah, sorry about that, Captain Ahab.
We could do that tomorrow night if you guys
last
want.
Night, so it's at 1.25 speed to get through it faster.
I'm really, right now, I am totally unsure what we're even doing tomorrow. What do you guys think we should do tomorrow? Because it was either going to be Elden Ring or Helldivers on the first stream.
Get a bullet.
And then I don't even know what I'm doing on a late stream, right? K Styles, thank you so much. 35 months as an Ultra member. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. The Blim says, yeah, maybe we can get the character creation done. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, is maybe just have this intro stream. Intro to Fallout 4. Get the intro segment done where you make your character, the initial vault segment, get that out of the way, because that takes over an hour to get through that initial segment. And then go out. And remember, the first thing you do is you go out to the town, and they make you start doing the initial town building stuff. So get that done. So that way when I actually play on Saturday, we can get into some of the meat of the game rather than doing all the intro stuff, right?
News.
That's what I'm thinking.
Perfect, Shao.
I don't have a guidebook for Fallout 4 anymore, Haseo, or if I do, it's buried somewhere in my closet. I'm not going to use a guide for it. I feel like a guide is needed when you're playing by yourself. I'm going to be with you guys. Like, you guys totally 100%
You guys can totally tell me what to do, guys.
The last playthrough was when it was a new game in 2015, and I wasn't doing interactive streams whatsoever.
So it's 9 years old. How's this a new game, DSP, if you just said it's 9 years old?
So, yeah, I will definitely...
this 9-year-old game is totally new, guys.
I will definitely be playing with you guys, and I'm sure you guys are going to tell me about the stuff that I'm missing or whatever,
Emmanuel
suggestion for tonight, maybe we can watch the Alan Wake 2 New Game Plus ending together. It's worth it. I mean, we could, but that's more of React content, which I wasn't intending to do tonight.
I was intending to sit here and bitch while you're getting money.
Blamed or something, you know what I mean? I've received a $2 tip from Goji Tanks, but it's spelled wrong. I love your Q&A streams. Honest question. Would you say I have a Connecticut accent?
I liked Fallout 4,
I noticed people in the chat joke about how you pronounce Costco.
I know a lot of people hated it, but it's like, it's not great, but it's
it's Costco.
It's a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's not bad. But...
When do I say Maron? It's moron. What? I would say maybe there are some words that I pronounce a little different, but I don't think Costco or moron is I say wrong. Whatever, I don't care. I don't give a shit. What do I give a fuck
it's not
for?
great, but it's not bad either.
Whatever you say.
All right.
I don't know. I guess I was supposed to be concerned about that or something, right? I do pronounce it golf. I've always said it golf. That's how I pronounce it, the sport of golf. I guess some people say that's weird pronunciation. I've literally always said
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Your mom should have swallowed you.
What's up, Jade? Good evening. How you doing?
Jade, are you here
no,
to
we're not
give me
doing
money?
Fallout 4 tonight. If we do, it'll be tomorrow night, which I'd be okay with. If you want to do it tomorrow night, it'll suck because the patch isn't going to be applied yet. It's going to be vanilla Fallout 4 tomorrow night, and then whatever this update patch that applies on Thursday, will be in effect.
And what I liked is
you guys so choose.
You could build all the defenses you wanted. You could use mods to have the greatest defense built, but if you're not actively there, one outlaw shows up, takes over the whole town. What's the point of building all those defenses if one guy can show up and take over the whole town? Like, what the fuck, Fallout 4?
I'm okay with that. I have no enemies, who used to be No Sleep Real Vibes, says, I hope to get to 30 months and be an ultra supporter on your channel. Awesome. Thank you so much. I have no enemies. Well, Jade, I've certainly been better since we can't do old school fighting games with Fightcade, as I explained on the podcast earlier today and again tonight.
You poor
but
baby.
I'm happy to have an audience that likes to hang out with me and just shoot the shit and you know, fill some time in chat, which I feel like doing to calm me down from being angry about the Fightcade thing. So that's what we're doing tonight.
As you can tell, Jay to eat your ass.
I saw your message. Yes. Excuse me. Tonight for dinner, we were originally going to have soup and salad, and it was going to be tomato basil soup and a chicken Caesar salad together. But I was so hot from being in this office today. It was 75 to 80 degrees outside. It was almost 90 degrees in this office, and I was trying to play Elden Ring and game stuff. I was soaked in sweat.
Mind you, that undershirt, that white undershirt he's wearing right now, I was complaining it was so hot he couldn't eat soup. It was so hot, guys. I can't eat soup. It's too hot to eat soup. He wore the exact same undershirt today. The exact same shirt was worn today.
Wet when I left. So I walked, I was like, there's no way I can eat a hot bowl of soup. So we made an extra huge batch of salad, and my wife and I each had like 2 bowls of chicken Caesar salad. It was super good. It was mixed greens, like spring greens, and
Solaris,
like
no, I've never played
seasoned crouton, chunks of grilled seasoned chicken breast, and just some classic creamy Caesar dressing from Ken's Steakhouse. It was a really good, delicious salad dinner.
I think I've seen gameplay of it, but I've never actually played it.
What's up, Gabriel? How are you tonight? For Fallout over Elder Scrolls, well, to be clear, I played Fallout for my YouTube channel first, but I actually had played Elder Scrolls before Fallout, before I was a YouTuber. I played Oblivion on an Xbox 360 that red ringed on me, and I could never finish it. I was really liking Oblivion when it red ringed on me, and I never got back around to playing it. Then, when Fallout became very popular around the time when I was just starting up being a YouTuber, then I kind of
just opened the bag and ate it.
And New Vegas. Really
so hard, guys.
Great games that I like. Not only playing
2 bags actually. That's right. He would open 2 bags.
Then going back again for the DLCs. It was like you keep going back to the well for really good, delicious content in Fallout, right? So then, convinced with how good Fallout had been when Skyrim came out, I then went.
I did get Hearts of the Iron
and played
4, I think
Skyrim,
it is,
and that was also really cool.
Ooh, let me check Steam real quick.
In reality, I would probably say if I really had to choose. Man, Fallout
Hearts of Iron 4,
man,
yeah, I got that.
It's like Fallout 3
I haven't installed it yet,
great
but
game. Fallout 4 is okay,
it.
right? Fallout 76 is dog shit. That's the Fallouts I played. Morrowind is okay, but kind of boring, and I never got past like 20 hours. I got bored. Oblivion is good. It's really good, and I played a full playthrough of it, plus it's DLC, correct? Skyrim, I mean, come on. Everyone loves Skyrim. So it's kind of like, it's a tough decision. How about this? How about I just tell you, my favorites are Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim.
That's not pissed me off yet.
And I don't think if you would ask me
the
right
pirate
now, I'd rather
like
play,
combat stuff is kind of annoying because I don't really understand it. It's like, all right, I went to starboard. Well, why can't I fire cannons? I have cannons. Why can't I fire them?
Well,
all right, fine, go to port. I still can't fire cannons. What the fuck?
Have I actually walked the Vegas Strip? No, because I'm a buffoon. I went to Vegas multiple times to play in stupid Street Fighter tournaments like Evo, and I never left.
But you said you liked playing the slots and blackjack at casinos. So you went to Las Vegas multiple times. You never walked the strip. You were too busy playing video games at Evo. Then when did you play the slots and blackjack at a casino? Huh. Way to retcon your history there, DSP.
The hotel area to explore Vegas because I'm a complete dunce. And I so regret it now because I probably never will. Can you imagine being in a place that's known as a tourist destination around the world and being so stupid and tunnel vision about Street Fighter that you stayed in the fucking hotel and didn't go experience the cool stuff right around the corner? I'm such an asshole. And now I punch myself every day about that I didn't explore and have fun there, right?
I've only ever played
in,
Skyrim.
Fallout 3.
I know,
I've never been to like the DC area or anything like that. Fallout 4, well, I have been to Boston. I went to Boston, Massachusetts.
I beat Skyrim without mods because it was on PS3. And then years later, played it again on PC with a fuck ton of mods to make it awesome. And you know what? There's a reason why they keep re-releasing it. Because holy shit, man, especially with the mods. That game is so fucking good when you mod it to hell and back. Is it bad you gotta mod the shit out of it to make it great? Yeah. But it is so fucking good, especially when you mod it. And you have all those fucking mods on it. It is such a good fucking game.
It's because I was actually scouting colleges at the time. And one of the places that offered me a partial scholarship was BU, Boston University. And so I spent a day in downtown Boston with my parents. And we actually rode the trolley, which was neat, to ride the trolley through town and do stuff like that. But I don't think Like, for example, it's Massachusetts in Fallout 4, but is it actually Boston? I don't know if it's actually Boston. I forget because I've only played it once. I guess we'll find out soon when we're going to start a playthrough again, right? So I might have been there, but I don't know exactly. Wait a minute. Yeah, BC, Boston College. Did I say BU? It's BC. Boston College was the one that I almost went to. Not Boston University. That was Boston College. That was the one that had a partial scholarship offered, but I didn't go. But anyway, so there's there. And then 76, the Appalachia area. No, I've never been to the Appalachian Mountains or the Appalachia area, so that was a no. And I never played 1 and 2, so I don't know what location.
It's a lot of fucking mountains.
So out of all of them, the direct place, yes, I've 100% been to is Vegas, except I was so stupid, I never actually walked the strip and get those awesome memories. I mean, now that I know what's at the strip, now that I know that there's a giant pyramid and a sphinx and a thing that looks like, you know, the Space Needle and all these cool lights and food and attractions and everything, I really hate myself for being so ignorant in my 20s and how stupid I was that I didn't go experience it. And now, like I said, I know I'm never going to be there again.
How did you go there and not know that they had all this cool shit? Yeah, the thing I use is not like glasses. Face rig does not like glasses.
Kat and I are never going to go to Vegas. So that's it. Done. My opportunity squandered. That's what happens in life. You only get one chance.
You wasted everything in your life. Good to know, DSP.
I punch myself every day.
Good to fucking know. You wasted your fucking life.
Let's see. I received a $1.50 tip. Oh, let's listen to this. Someone says, there's a service called NVIDIA GeForce Now. You can stream PC games to almost any device. It would be a way for you to play more PC games since your internet seems to handle PS Now well. Kind of the same idea, putting this out there. So what you're saying is you could stream PC games. Rather than needing an actual PC to run them, you could, like, stream them over like a cloud. Like cloud streaming. I wonder how well that would work. I mean, the PS Now was okay. Don't get me wrong. Like, I played, what was it, Infamous 2? It was all right, but you could see that definitely.
Dude, can you imagine if we went to Boston and he'd be so far away from home, mommy wouldn't be able to do his laundry?
So,
how do you expect him to listen without mommy doing his laundry?
Jake says he went to Vegas and loved it. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you got to enjoy it, unlike me. The more
Stellar Blade should be good.
So GeForce Now, I mean, if it gets better.
What I've been hearing on
how would I use it? That's the question. Like, how would I use GeForce Now?
Twitter and stuff. It should be good.
PC, in which case, I probably couldn't do it.
I'm excited about it.
I don't think they would have that on a console, right? So I don't know how exactly I would do that.
So wouldn't be playing it till it goes on sale.
The best game streaming service there is GeForce Now. Oh yeah. What I think of starting Beyond Two Souls? No, we were not planning to do that right now. We already explained that's not in the cards for now. We're gonna see if we can maybe make it happen in May, but we're not promising anything right now. Oh really? Good Springs is real. Haseo says Good Springs, the starter town of New Vegas, is actually real, and he actually went there.
I have not played Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Will I play Sekiro again? There is zero desire to see me play it again. Seriously, like no one.
I have missed a lot of games over the years, partially because didn't have the money for them until 5 years ago. Also because I just like, oh, you need N64, like, oh, Smash and N64 cart, whatever. It's like, never had an N64. None of my friends had one. My friends all went from like Super Nintendo and Sega to PlayStation 2. So none of us ever had N64, so all these great N64 games, never played them. And then never had a GameCube. Because again, we went to PlayStation instead of Nintendo. And we had an Xbox, but never had an Xbox 360, never had an Xbox One, so like all those newer Xbox games never played. And like when I'd play with my friends, it'd be StarCraft, it'd be Diablo 2, it'd be Call of Duty Zombies. So like a lot of other games out there, like, oh, you never played this Call of Duty, you never played that Medal of Honor. It's like, nah, because my friends and I didn't play those. We played other games. So I've missed a lot of fucking games over the years.
One has been asking me to play it. When I first beat it, I said I would do a New Game Plus run. No one was interested. And over the years, there just isn't interest. Why? I think I know why, because there's nothing new to come of it. Like, it's the same game. I couldn't do a different build than my first Sekiro run, because it's the same sword and the same equipment. It's the same fucking thing. So all that can happen is you remember how to parry and you play it again. It's the same game, right? So different from other FromSoft games. I can't believe that they made that game so limited. When they're known for multiple runs, replayability, and variety, the fact that they literally got a game that doesn't really have that was kind of shocking, honestly. Oh, okay. Lady Charisma says you can use your mini PC with a controller and it would do it. Oh, okay. So use the mini PC and use the GeForce Now streaming service on there? That's interesting. Oh, yeah. Well, OnLive was like, because I remember when you checked OnLive years ago. OnLive was a tiny little box like this, like a little device. That was the idea. It was cloud streaming. But the technology just wasn't there yet. Neither was the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just couldn't handle it at all. We weren't to that point yet. Now, I did try PS Now.
couldn't handle it in America. America is way fucking behind. South Korea, it's like, oh no, my new internet provider is only going to give me 10 gigabytes a second. How terrible, only 10 gigabytes. Well, in America, it's like, yay, my internet provider is now offering almost 1 gigabyte. It's only $400 a month to get almost 1 gigabyte. So yeah, like those streaming services work pretty well in South Korea, Japan, Europe, not so much in America.
Now about 2 years ago, and it did kind of work. I would think it's just, we can only go up from here, you know? So maybe we will work eventually. No, Sekiro never got any DLCs, right? It was just like, no story DLCs or anything like that, to my knowledge. Dark Magus' PC Game Pass Ultimate.
Well, he can't go to Vegas, dude. He doesn't have the money.
Oh, that's true.
WWE Champions.
I have PC Game Pass Ultimate. I have it. I have Game Pass Ultimate includes PC Game Pass Ultimate. I didn't even think of that. So if that's cloud streaming, there you go.
So I eventually want to go to Japan and South Korea.
Thoughts on the 360?
When's it ever going to happen?
July? I mean, let's be honest. It's two
probably
consoles
never,
behind.
but
It was inevitable to happen. And at least, definitely in defense of Xbox, for posterity purposes, all those games are available on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and X. It's not like, oh, we're closing the store. You can no longer play or access those games ever again. They're accessible on their current consoles right now. So they're not erasing those games from history. They're just saying, hey, stop
this
using
guy does Ghostly Wins. How
16,
you doing?
17-year-old outdated hardware. Use our new hardware, right? Which kind of makes sense. So I have no problem with it at all in that regard. Oh my goodness. So by the way,
it's what, 8 o'clock his time.
So now the lighting here is perfect.
8 o'clock his time, guys. He's ready for bed.
The Blimp says, a little off topic, I rate you as a Call of Duty player. Legit, you play well. I rate your genres as 1 fighting games, 2 FromSoft games, 3 FPS. I'm always surprised at me how good you are. I don't know. Here's the thing. I know for a fact I'm much better today than I ever was. I'm not kidding you when I say at Street Fighter 6, that's the best I've ever been at a modern fighter ever, because Super Turbo,
guys,
when I was good at it,
I've ever
was
been.
In the 2000s. It was far past its prime by a
though.
good decade, you know? And that's when I was good at it, top placing in tournaments and winning tournaments. Most fighting games, when they were new, I would play them, I would like them, but I was never a top player in any new fighting game. I just didn't have the time or the means to play enough. You know, everyone else was traveling the country, flying all over the place, entering every...
He never had the time. Unemployed. No school. No kids. He didn't have the time. Guys, when I was at home playing video games for YouTube, I just didn't have the time to play video games. Huh. DSP, please explain to me how that makes sense. While you're sitting home playing video games for YouTube, you didn't have time to play video games.
Tournament. I would enter like
that's terrible, Cora. I'm pinning that, Cora.
If I can or afford it, you know what I mean? I didn't have that flexibility like the top players at the time back then. So basically, listen, I think that now I am better because now I've focused in on Street Fighter 6, learned its systems, and tried to get as good as I can.
Yeah, but Jade can actually go with his mom, who actually likes and cares for him.
At this point, for what I can do.
And I bet Jade loves his mom.
Call of Duty, I don't know. Like I used to play Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and I was darn good at them. I never really cared about competition or anything, but I was kicking butts. I was always at the top of the leaderboards, and it just so seems that every single year when I buy a Call of Duty, even though I swear I'm just playing it casually, I tend to be doing well and placing at the top of the leaderboards. Don't ask me why, it just kind of is. As for FromSoft games, that absolutely was something that was learned.
After you get 2 or 3 wins in a row, you get bumped up to the good players, then you immediately get spanked, you whine and bitch that it's lag or they're cheating, then after you lose 1 or 2 more times, then you get bumped back down to the scrub level. That's why you do so well at those games until you get knocked out of the scrub level into a good level, and then you suck.
You know how horrible I was at those games back in the day. Now, legit, I think I do decent. I don't think I'm great, but I think I do decent. Like, I was one of the few people when Elden Ring came out, when I fought that first Sentinel Knight at the very beginning, I said, nah, fuck it, I'm beating that guy. It took me about an hour.
But I'm already married,
really
guys. I can't get married again.
A lot of people were like, whoa, everyone skips that guy. I was like, nah, fuck him. He's in my way. I'm kicking his ass. And I had that mentality for a lot of the playthrough until finally, I think it was the, what's his name? The, Cathedral Knight, was it? Whatever the Centurion dude is that flies and shit. He's at the jail, the optional jail. That was just so hard for early on, and I just gave up on it. And I was just like,
clean manual ban.
You know, I can't put up with this. The guy whooped my ass for over 2 hours. I just couldn't beat him. So after that, my mentality changed a little bit. But I do think that I'm better now. But again, that was something that was acquired over many, many years of practice and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's not something that was overnight. I had natural skill or anything like that. But of course, thank you for making the observation, the Blimp, because only people like you would ever say that. You know, everyone else
only someone truly dented like you.
Even though there's ones I'm obviously good at They just find ways to discredit. So thank you for at least giving me some credit there. RC Day, $5 tip. From an anonymous tipper. No one should have to deal with the crap you have to deal with online. It's ridiculous. You have to put up with this. At least it makes you a resilient person. And it is inspiring for me as a graduate student. If you ever need anything from a trusted fan, you can reach out to me. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for an anonymous $5 tip. I appreciate that.
Needs Mulan to make a man out of him.
Cool.
Because unless the Huns attack, he'll never become a man.
What is the hardest boss I fought in video game history? The hardest challenge ever is the final level of Ninja Gaiden 1. Because in Ninja Gaiden 1, the stage is the boss, and then there's a boss. Like, there is no checkpoints, and you have to beat 3 completely different stages, then get to the boss and beat the 2 forms of the boss, all in one fucking go, and you can't die. If you die, you start from the beginning. That is the hardest challenge I've ever encountered in any video game, by far. There's no way to cheat, there's no way around it. You just have to get
probably going to be one of the hardest ever.
I got close. I got this close many, many years ago on YouTube. I got this close, and I couldn't do it. So, Ninja Gaiden 1. Final stage is the hardest thing because the stage and the boss is the boss, and it's super duper tough.
Ninja Gaiden is known for being fucking tough for a reason.
The Dark Ant Terry says, it's funny looking back at your Final Fantasy IX playthrough. You fought Ozma only once. Many consider him the toughest boss in Final Fantasy. I don't even remember that. Who's Ozma? Who's that? All right, Final Fantasy IX I remember somewhat, but not totally. And, yeah.
Jin Brain
I don't know.
kicking his ass.
I don't remember that playthrough so well. Okay.
Oh, another Lane Emanuel ban.
Oh my god, Gotham City Imposters. Remember that game? Someone just mentioned it. Ozma is a glowing ball of energy. I don't remember that at all.
And didn't 11 have a boss that was like damn near impossible to beat? Then the people actually beat him?
I don't remember it.
And then the server or something crashed and it wiped it out and it was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I like having the open
really Square Soft?
So
at the time, I think it was still Square Soft. Are you fucking kidding me? We just about to beat him, and then you dropped the server, and
I can't comment on something I don't
20
remember.
plus hours that we spent on it was wiped out. Like, ouch.
All right. Well, as you guys know, I tend to like making hour-long videos, so let's split the part here, and then we'll continue. Thanks for chilling with me. Sorry about no Fightcade tonight. I'm just as disappointed as all of you. Let's talk more stuff out.
So disappointed, guys. Right? Can't you tell?
Okay, real fast, guys. We're going to have another hour chilling, but I want to stretch my legs quick. Let me just get up and stretch for a second. I've been sitting here for over an hour. Ow, ow, ow.
Sat down for an hour. Guys, he's damn near crippled. He sat down for an hour. He's almost fucking crippled. Holy shit, Cora. That's insane. They accuse him of exploiting some BS. Well, even if they did exploit something. If they beat the boss, they beat the boss.
Okay. Good stretch. That's a good stretch.
Okay. Blood clots and diabetes.
Shall we? Need to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me here tonight, guys.
Oh, I'd like to point out.
All right.
Ever since that night where he had that shark noise, the Zelda pajama pants have not been seen. The Zelda pajama pants have not been seen since he made that noise on stream. Now, first analysis is like, oh, he was making the noise with his mouth. He didn't actually do that. It was just making a noise with his mouth. Except, where's the Zelda pajama pants? We've not seen the Zelda pajama pants since. We don't know how much he loved wearing those. He'd wear them for literally a week straight. Where'd they go?
Welcome back, part 2 of this impromptu hangout session since we can't play Fightcade ever. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. Oh, let's see. Have we ever tried Fa? Yes, we have. We had Fa a couple different places around here. And most recently, we went to this place where they actually have like extra large bowls of Fa. So we bought the large bowl. Not the largest bowl because it was insane, but the large bowl. And it was like so big that we could barely finish half of it, if that. And the one I got, it surprised me because it was beef. What was it? Was it brisket? It was beef. And when I ordered it, see, I didn't know how it was going to come. All right. So I ordered this Fa with some kind of beef and it came on a bone. And I was like, oh shit, did I just screw up? Maybe it was goat. It might have been goat, actually.
How do you not know the difference between goat and brisket? What the fuck?
It was on the bone. And I was like, that's going to be a pain, dude, to eat because it's on the bone. I was so wrong. I went to eat it. The meat had been like stewed so well that literally the meat was just like, boop, coming right off the bone. and I was like, oh
That
my,
sounds
this
like
is
brisket,
good.
not goat.
But
Where
it was
the
just
fuck are
way
you
too much
getting
for one
goat
person to
from?
finish. So I had like I said, maybe half of it. There you go. Let's see here. I received a $2 tip. Thank you so much. From anonymous tipper. Would you ever play mobile games on stream? I asked because of the recent Pokemon Go controversy about
I've had
character
goat
customization.
milk, but I don't know if I've ever actually had goat.
As I've explained, actually, for the record, I did make videos about Pokemon Go in 2016 when it was new. Okay? There's a couple things to discuss here. Number one, obviously, there's an incredibly stupid controversy around me in mobile games that, you know, I don't even have to talk about it anymore.
Yes, you do. Controversy around him involving mobile games. This is another good stream, or another good part of this stream that I wanted to cover. This is going to be so fucking good.
It's so stupid and old and dumb. But obviously, if I were to
it's
try
stupid, old, and dumb. You're still playing it today. You're still spending thousands a month on it.
To make any mobile game content, immediately my detractors would be all over it, trying to micro-analyze every single piece of everything possible, right? To try to get some kind of weird evidence or some kind of shit.
Head goat, Greg, cool.
You know.
How good was it?
And, by the way, I'm just going to ban a couple people right now. Hold on.
Ain't man, no ban more of them.
So, yeah. So that's number one. Just the if you even say mobile games near me, it's like the drama squad shows up, correct? They come charging in. So number one, I would be very deterred from ever doing anything with mobile games. Much like with pro wrestling as well, it's the same deal. Okay? That's number one.
Gee, number why, DSP? Why is WWE like, wrestling and mobile games just banned forever from your content?
To my knowledge, you can't really just do it. So, for example, let's say right now I wanted to play Pokemon Go. Well, how exactly would I do that? You can't just capture from a mobile device. Mobile devices have HDCP, which is a copyright protection protocol. So if you were to try to rip video from it, it actually blocks it, right? So I would have to find some kind of an elaborate workaround for that.
Which would never happen. Take a sip of that gin.
In order to do it, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it would be a pain, okay?
It'd be too much work for him, guys.
Like, would it be good quality? Would it be reduced frame rate and shitty because you have to find workarounds and stuff to fix this? I don't know. But mostly, the main reason why you have never really seen me do any mobile game content is because I don't think that mobile games are something to be covered in a playthrough style on a channel like mine. I'm not saying that there's not content to be made of mobile games. There's entire channels on YouTube dedicated to covering specific types of mobile games.
Which will never happen, Corey. He
and
can't.
Tons of content on
Which is why dude is able to make that challenge, because he knows it's never going to be happening.
Playthrough style content like I do. It's just not. Most of them don't have narrative-based stories. Most of them are a lot of action or a lot of activity, a lot of repetition, right? Because they're meant to be time wasters. They're meant to be things you can mindlessly click or touch or mess around with for the most part to kill time, and they're not necessarily the most intelligent things ever either. For example, they actually have games that I've seen that they call like AFK games. Literally, you set it up, you turn it off, you come back later in the day after you went to work or school, and the game kind of plays itself, and then you see your results of the day and what happened over the course of the day when you weren't there or whatever, and it's like, wow, so the game literally knows that it's not like nothing smart.
That sounds like the perfect game for you. You don't even have to play, dude. You just, well, all right, he doesn't go to work, but still, you know what I mean.
Or anything. It just does itself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, like from what I've seen, most mobile games are not full-fledged game experiences of which would be worthy of a playthrough or the kind of coverage that I do.
It's not worthy of my time, guys. Don't you know how valuable my time is?
Partnerships with certain games and things, promote events, and there's definitely content to be made. It's just not the kind of content that I make. That would be the equivalent of me becoming one of these 2K sports games, and all I do is Ultimate Team content. We're opening packs all day of Ultimate Team and trying to get the best team. And
which he would fucking love to do. You know he would.
Playing with that team. That's what Ultimate Team is, right? So it's kind of the same deal. Like, I'd have to completely change the format of my content up to be something completely different. And, that's not what I do. For a public-faced YouTuber here, making
so this time, maybe I'll play some Baldur's Gate on my own time tomorrow.
I don't think that that's viable.
And then later play Diablo 4.
I'm not saying there aren't people who do it. Again, I know for a fact there are. There's people who just do mobile game content, and they're profitable business owners. They can do that.
Profitable. That's the only thing he cares about, guys, is the profit.
So much controversy around me already. That's complete nonsense.
Here comes the profit.
I don't think that it would be worth even exploring.
Really needs that profit.
Okay? I received a $2 tip. I found this joke online. Here it goes. What did one hat say to the other? You wait here. I'll go on ahead. I love you, Phil. You're my favorite YouTuber. I'm wishing you the best and happiness in the world. Well, thank you, whoever you are.
Oh, he's gonna actually wear a hat, though?
A cheesy joke and a $2 tip. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay. If I could experience a game for the first time again, which would it be? BioShock 1 was one of the best twists and turns in any game story ever. Or I would say also Heavy Rain. Both of those.
Ooh, what about you, Chad? If you could play any game for the first time again, no memories of it, what would it be? Oh, that's a good one because I've played a fuck ton of games before. I wouldn't say Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is one of my favorites, but one of the reasons it's one of my favorites is because I know so much about it. I don't think it'd be Diablo 2. Prey would be a fantastic one. Hmm. I did like Life is Strange, the first one. Had a nice, good twist to it. Ah, but Prey was so good. I loved Resistance 1, but that that was a game that I played couch co-op with my friends. That's one of the reasons why I liked it so much, because of the couch co-op. So I wouldn't be playing it for the first time unless I was playing it with them. Oh, that's a good question. Final Fantasy VII was also really fucking good. La Mulana, Summoner 1 and 2, Victorio, Skyrim, yeah, that'd be a good one. The Bleak Falls Bar, isn't that the, like, underground thing? Civilization 2, ooh, that's a good one. Cynical 6. So you can be disappointed all over again. For modern era, I'd have to probably say Prey. It was really fucking good. Oh. Well, I'm gonna break it down by consoles. PS5/4, I'm gonna go with Prey. PS3, I'm gonna go with Life is Strange. PS2, Final Fantasy X. PS1, Final Fantasy VII. Super Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers 3. Regular Super Nintendo. Oh, there's a good one. Original Nintendo. No, Super Mario Brothers 3 was original Nintendo. So for Super Nintendo, oh, that Spider-Man game where you team up with Venom. That was also a couch co-op game you could do. That was a good one. And then Atari, I'll go with Barnstorming just because it's my favorite Atari game. Love Barnstorming. Oh, Portal would be a good one. Oh, Dead Space would be a great. God, see, this is so many great fucking games. Was it Maximum Carnage? It may have been Maximum Carnage. I know a lot of people didn't say it was good as no 4 out of 10, but I liked it because I always played with friends. So I always liked playing that game. God, there's so many fucking games. Like, yeah, the original Dead Space was fantastic. So can you imagine playing the Dead Space remake? Like, you've never played Dead Space, and Dead Space remake is your first into the game. So you have updated graphics, updated gameplay, updated everything. That'd be fucking amazing. The Atari Combat? Oh, I don't know if I've ever played that. Oh, and for arcade? Area 51. I'm sorry, but Area 51 with the guns and all that. My friend and I probably spent, oh, fuck too much money on that. Not DSP Street Fighter 2 money, but oh. There was an arcade that had it at Mommy Bay. So that was easily 20 bucks a month every month on that. Then there was a Camp KOA that we'd go to over the summer. Again, easily 20, 30 bucks every time we went there. Forgot all StarCraft and played it again. Well, I like the online stuff because it wasn't just like competing. They had games like Smash TV and all that. And StarCraft was so much fucking fun to play with friends. Original Super Mario Bros. NES was a big change of video games. Yes, it was. Whenever I see people talk about SMTV, it's like, oh, see you the fifth. It's like, no, it's Smash TV. Portal was such a good game too. And Witcher 3, I've still not beaten Witcher 3. Played a fuck ton of it. Probably put in 50 plus hours. Oh, wait, I got it on Steam. I can go look up playtime. Let's see, where's Witcher 3? Witcher 3, here it is. Oh, I'm sorry, I have 124.3 hours into it. Boy, I thought I only had 50. I have 124.3 hours into it. Never actually beat it. Although I'm sure 24 hours of that was me playing Gwent. Loved Gwent. Diablo use map, settings map? No, does not sound familiar. Diablo 2 and StarCraft, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I put a fuck ton of time into Witcher 3, but I never actually beat it, and it's such a good fucking game. I never even beat it. I have it 24 hours, and I've never even beat it. Okay, that Gwent was so much fucking fun. Ah, I'm happy that I still enjoy video games. I'm happy that I can still be like, alright, tomorrow I'm gonna play some Baldur's Gate 3 for a couple hours. Because, like, when I wake up at, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not gonna start a stream at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's way too fucking early. People can still be at work and all that. If I wait until, like, 3 or 4 o'clock before I start streaming Diablo 4, it's like, well, I gotta kill time. Play some Baldur's Gate 3. Or I just started Amazon on Diablo 2 Resurrected New Ladder Season. Maybe I'll play some of that, get that leveled up a bit. Do some battle runs. But that's because I still enjoy video games. I still like playing them. I still like getting immersed in them. And unlike him, like, I roleplay. Like, oh, my first thing of Baldur's Gate, I was a tiefling. So, fuck the dice rolls. I am saving the tieflings. I'm saving the grove. I'm doing everything I can to save all the tieflings. Because I was roleplaying as a tiefling. Like, oh, you rolled a 4. No, fuck you, reload. I am saving the fucking tieflings. As a tiefling, that is what I am doing. Because I am a tiefling. I gotta save them. Actually, once I beat it the second time that I've been playing through, then I'll do a dirge run. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, though. Because first time was a tiefling, second time was a drow. So third time, I wonder what race I should choose. I mean, being a tiefling, evil tiefling, that's too easy. Maybe I'll just do Dragonborn. That's going to be a Dragonborn run anyways. And then I can, because first time I was romancing Astarion, then I went with Bazel. Then second time I'm all over Karlach. I'm all over Karlach, my cinnamon roll. The third time Dirge roll, I'll probably go back to Astarion. I know you can resist, but no, if I'm doing Dirge run, I'm going full fucking evil. Chef D, welcome to Game Chat. Currently talking about if you could play one game for the first time ever, like you got your memory wiped, what would it be? We've had a lot of great answers. We've had Dead Space, StarCraft, Xenogears, Sonic 6 was being disappointed again, Castlevania, Metroid, Valheim, Portal, or Witcher 3. My choice for like PS4, PS5 era was Prey. Then like PS3 would be Life is Strange, PS1. PS2 would be Final Fantasy X, PS1, Final Fantasy 7. Super Nintendo would be the Maximum Carnage Spider-Man game. Regular Nintendo, Super Mario Bros. 3. Atari, Barnstorming. Star Wars TIE Fighter. Yes, Minthara will support your endeavors. I've never had her in my party. So do a dirge run, get her in my party. Hey, here we go. I know, I've actually looked up, she's, for the meow scene, she literally sits on your face. Like, oh, who's not going to be down for that? Alright, DSP wouldn't be, because he's a bitch, but Colony Wars, oh, that's a good choice. Well, that's why I want to do a dirge run and go full evil so I can get Minthara in my group. I want Mommy Minthara to sit on my face. Best thing is, like, if I go with a Dragonborn, like, I'm not going to be into that scene because I don't think dragons are hot. I ain't going to bang a dragon. It's like, well, but I've already done Tiefling. I've already done Drow. Do I go with an Elf? Do I go human? The short races are out of the picture. I don't like short people. I don't know what it is. It's just... Because, like, when I'm... Like, oh, wow, I'm a great mighty hero, and I'm 3 feet tall. Like, bitch, that guy can just come over and punt me. I don't care how big and strong you are as a dwarf. Like, wow, I'm actually 3 feet 4 inches tall. Well, great, he'll only be able to punch you 30 yards instead of 35 yards. It's like, oh, how cute, this wizard wants to cast Fireball. But since you're so small, your fireball's the size of a ping pong ball. Oh no, you almost scorched my leather overcoat. Flick. Karlach always in giant form. Modern Warfare 3 or Need for Speed Heat. Ooh. What racing game? Don't get me wrong. A short stack is a short stack. Don't get me wrong. But if I'm being a hero, like, I want to be big. I want to be strong. I want to be a badass. Not, oh no, I almost come up to the villain's knee. I'm going to bite him on the knee. Like, bitch, biting someone on the knee just doesn't scare me that much. Oh, that's true, Matthew. Okay, I'll give you that. That was the first game you played. Oh, that's nice, Greg. All Jews should be halflings. I don't know. Have you seen Halcyon? Dude's a beast. I love how much DSP hated Halcyon. Any sports game, Madden 04. In fact, I think I still have Madden 04, don't I? Look, there's 6. Where's my PS2 game? I got my PS2 games around here somewhere. Maybe not on my shelf, though. I'm pretty sure I still have Madden 04. This was my favorite Madden. NHL 94. Ooh, why NHL 94? Is Wayne Gretzky really good in it? The thing with that core is it wasn't a wedding. It was a reunion. He thought it was a wedding for some fucking reason. I don't know why, but it wasn't a wedding. It was a reunion. Toe Jam and Earl. Oh, that'd be wild for the first time on the Sega. Yes. My friend had a Sega, so I played that. And Mega Man and a bunch of other stuff on his Sega. God, there's just so many fucking games. How do you find time to play them all? My mom's about to be 70, and she's probably a bigger game than I am. Her games are simple, but like when I got her to Switch, I made sure to get the Nintendo Online so she can play Pac-Man and Tetris and like all those old games from the 80s and 90s. It's like, yeah, she's not playing no Baldur's Gate 3 or Skyrim or Horizon or Monster Hunter World, but she's playing a lot of fucking games. Because I was sending her pictures of me playing Nintendo Switch Sports at a friend's house. It's like, wow, that looks like a lot of fun. So, well, I'll bring my Switch over sometime because I'll get a copy and bring a Switch over and we can play it at your house. Okay. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Go to Allied off of Jackman and Lasky on my way home from work. Like, you guys had a Switch? You do. And it's used for $80. Yoink. $80 Switch. It's like, hey, Mom. I called her like, hey, Mom, do you want me to get your own Switch and your own copy of this? And, oh, there's a NASCAR. I know they love NASCAR games. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not so sure. Oh, get him? All right, I'll get him. Hung up on her. And then I grabbed him, went to her house, and dropped him off for her and helped set everything up. I think it was the only video game she ever played. Ah. Sand Tetris? I have not. Superman 64, they relieved the misery of the rings. Yeah, I'm so glad I got her that. And then we were playing bowling and we did some golf. Help her like try to like help her figure out how to do the motion and all that. I ever told like, Mom, if you ever see a game you might want to play, let me know. Well, I was looking online and the trailer for this game called Animal Crossing looks really cute and simple. It reminds me of this one mobile game I play. So, get out of work, stop at Allied. Guys, ain't got any copies? Here's a used copy. Picked it up, took it to the house, dropped it off. So she has Animal Crossing. Never played on a Commodore 64. I went with Atari. And then, oh, my very first PC game that wasn't, solitaire, Quake. That is probably still one of my favorite games of all time. Easily top 3 first-person shooters. Was the original Quake. It was the first time because an ogre fired a grenade, hit a fiend, and the fiend attacked the ogre. I had never seen that in any of the games I've ever played. and Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, I had never seen the monsters fight each other. And so it's like, that just blew my fucking mind. That when the ogre hit the fiend with a grenade, the fiend attacked the ogre. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I didn't know that could happen. Played Mist, never beat it. Fuck that game. That game is too fucking stupid. What does the Switch do? 3 hours later, oh, you gotta hit this switch to open this door again. The fuck, how was I supposed to know that? Let's see, my first game was Quake, second one was Duke Nukem, third one was original Diablo. God, so many fucking games back in the day. Gee, DSP, you could do chats like this with your chat if you ever, liked video games. I don't have any favorites. Having favorites is stupid. You're immature if you have favorites. Ratchet and Clank, ooh, that's a good one. Spyro needs to come back. Like, Spyro's gonna be the Mario of Sony, and then they completely forgot about him after what, PS2? Need a new Spyro, need a new Ratchet and Clank, new Jak and Daxter. Wing Commander 3 with full motion video. Oh, Mark Hamill. I don't know if I played Commander 3. And of course, one of my favorite games of all time, Gazillionaire, because another game I played with friends. Favorite video game, Diablo 2. Not Last of Us. Life is Strange was a favorite of mine for a while. But then I played the other Life is Strange games. I played more games like it, and it's like, okay, now that the newness of it is worn off, the uniqueness of it, right back to Diablo 2. Roller Coaster Tycoon, yes! I got that somewhere. Actually, no, I got it on Steam now. And I got it on PC. Like, actual bought it. Where the fuck is it? Oh, I got SimCity the box, and there's Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum for PC. But then I bought it on Steam anyways, because fuck you. I don't have a CD drive on this computer. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Platinum. I bought it twice. And that game's good enough to buy twice. You're not wrong, Cora. That is very much what Diablo is about. The best game I never paid for? Dawn of War 3. Dawn of War, loved it. Dawn of War 2 was pretty good. Dawn of War 3, it's like, man, I'm not spending that kind of money just to be disappointed by it. Fuck it, I'll find it online. Like a good American patriot. On Cody and Xanax and went to work for the next hour, nice. The cat avatar, along with other avatars, comes from Face Rig on Steam. Nice score. Yeah, SimCity 2000 is probably my favorite of the SimCities. I tried that City Skylines, and I don't know what it is about City Skylines, I just did not like it. I mean, it should have been a great game. I should have loved it, and I don't know what it was about it. I just could not get into it. How to music programming, yes. It's like a roller coaster tycoon where if you name people, it's like, oh, you name them this, you get bonus cash, or you name them this, you get bonus to happiness. How about we get back to DSP? That was a good half-hour break. I want to get Stellar Blade when it goes on sale. I don't know if I can justify paying full price for that. Looks good, but I want to wait to get it. That's when 4 hours and I spent hours trying to fix the traffic.
Do I think that people talking about another gaming crash coming have validity in what
yes,
they're saying?
I totally
do.
No,
I don't think there's ever going to be a gaming crash. I think there's going to be a gaming shift. You understand? I think what'll happen is you're going to see a shift away from traditionally what we think about when it comes to gaming. It used to be, oh, there's like 10 really big AAA releases a year that dominate the gaming community and everything, and everyone talks about them and everyone plays them. Then there's other minor games in there, but now what's happening is you're getting the AAA games failing, trying to follow the same formulas, copying each other, having no originality, and they're just not doing that well. Every RPG has to be an 80 to 100 hour repetitive open world experience. Every shooter has to have some kind of a co-op looting aspect with a live service microtransaction added to it, right? And these just, they're not sustainable anymore.
Yes, I
need too many of them. They're too similar, and you're going to have a crash with those certain kind of games. But for everyone...
For Doom, I've never played the first-person shooter version of it. I've only ever played the VR version of it. Loved it. It's a good game, even in VR. Probably especially in VR.
Of those games that failed, you're going to have a Pal World. You're going to have a Helldivers 2, or what's this other one, Content Warning. These new ones that they are flash in the pan success. They are not going to last forever. I mean, Pal World died within a month, but they have that level of success where, since they were just an indie game, they make money and then some, and now they continue to thrive with a smaller community, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly viable. And I think what's going to happen is the gaming ecosystem is going to change to be more supportive of those style of games. And the big games that used to be the big prominent ones from the big studios are going to die out. Those ones are taking too long to develop. Their budgets are over bloated. Their development cycles are completely convoluted. Take a look at Starfield. It was just revealed about a month ago in an interview with one of the people who was one of the heads at that studio during that time frame. The reason that Starfield's ending is terrible is because they didn't have the means to make a good ending. They had an idea of what to do, but they never wrote it. When they got around to making the ending, every department was so convoluted and up to their own eyeballs in work.
Yeah, Power hasn't even hit full release yet. It's already a really good game. It's not even full release yet. I enjoyed it, but, and it's like, oh, now what? Then I started multi-world with someone else. We played for a bit, and it was kind of cool because, like, I had to go out and collect materials, bring them back. He'd be getting stuff built. Be like, all right, well, we need a lot of wood. We need a lot of stone. Well, you collect wood. I'll collect stone. And then we work together like that, where he gets one thing, I get the other thing, he gets one thing, I get the other thing. We gained a bunch of experience, got our base built up really high in like 3 hours. It's a good game. I can't wait for the full release. When it comes out full release, I'm sure it's going to be fucking fantastic. And hopefully it sells 1 million copies at least.
Work and red tape and fucking, bureaucracy. That it was taking, like the example the guy said, he's like, okay, so we need a chair for the scene in the ending. Oh, well, you have to go through 3 departments to get the chair rendered and made, and you might have to wait 3 weeks to get a response. Wait, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Well, how does a company operate like that? You can't. And what ends up, you get a completely uninspired, trite, meaningless, boring, paint-by-numbers game like Starfield from a AAA studio known for making unique lore and great gameplay RPG experiences, and it completely missed the mark. So with more studios going the wrong direction like Bethesda, this gives the small indie studios the chance to shine. And I think that's what's going to end up happening now. We're going to see more and more smaller style or mid-level games get the...
But you don't play those unless chat forces you. You refuse to play in a game that's not AAA unless chat forces you.
Highlights and the prominence and all the attention, while the big studios basically sink and die because they've become too big for their own britches, as they say. They've grown too big for their own good. Well, Mr. Popcorn, I'm glad that you feel I'm giving insightful commentary tonight. Let's see here. Remember Suicide Squad? No one talks about it. No more. Guess they went to Helldivers. Oh, no, Suicide Squad was dead on arrival. Like, no one was going to talk about that to begin with, right? The Bloom says he's going to try to send a tip for the first time. All right, I'll let you know if it comes through. I don't see it yet. I'll let you know if it comes through, Blimp. Thank you.
I'll let you know.
Let's see.
Please let it come through. Oh, God,
why
please
can't
let
I
it come
play
through.
one game like an FPS instead of playing every game under the sun when some might not do well business-wise? What do you mean? I don't like playing only one game regardless. Like, I like being a variety creator. That's why for those few months when I was playing RPGs almost nonstop, it didn't work. I like doing variety. Like right now, Helldivers 2, Street Fighter 6, and Elden Ring. Could any of those games be further apart in the style of content they are? They're all completely different genres and styles of gameplay. That's a good thing. That keeps interest. That keeps a lot of different people engaged in the content for different reasons, instead of it just being one person, one game, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know what you mean by saying, why can't I just do one game like an FPS? Because I don't just play one game. I'm not a one-trick pony guy. I never wanted to be. If I only, let's say my one game was Street Fighter 6, I would be so burnt out on Street Fighter 6 right now, I would hate my job. I don't like only doing one thing because
you already hate your job.
I'm completely out of steam just doing the same thing. I get heated to, you know, by doing the variety, it allows me to move between things on the fly, keep things fresh. And by the way, variety streaming and content creation is absolutely the reason why I've been able to stay prominent, or I should say pertinent, over 16 years. While a lot of other people will always like, oh, I only focus on this one style of game. Well, then when that one game is prominent, you're going to be popular or whatever, but you're never going to have a following once that falls out of favor. And too many people do that, and then they end.
And yet you have people who play only Nintendo games. They play only Super Nintendo. They only play Sega. They only play old, nostalgic games. So please, DSP, explain to me why these people can play only nostalgia games, but you can't. Why these people can be there day in and day out playing nothing but nostalgia games, but you can't.
End up struggling. For me, since I bounce from genre to genre and I can adapt to that so well, that's why I'm still here 16 years later.
Object to that? What the fuck is object to that?
Either, you know, they just kind of get burnt out. I won't get burnt out because I get to bounce around and do variety stuff, you see? At any given day,
like you're bouncing right now on stream.
Today I had 400 people on my podcast. I had around 300 people for Elden Ring. And now tonight, we've got another 300 people. Actually, almost 400. But I would guarantee you it's not all overlap. You maybe between those 3 streams, there's 100 common people, but then you got 200-300 others. So over today, I probably had about 1,000 people watch my content just on stream. And then we got people watching on demand. If I was just doing one stream of an FPS today, I would have 300 people watch me play an FPS, and that's it. But because I have all these different people from different walks of life watching me play different things and do different things, it allows me to have that broader appeal. That's why I'm still here. And by the way, that was always intended from the start. That was not, oh, I stumbled into that. That was intended. One of the actual things I designed this content to do is to be broad for an audience that will come back at various times for different kinds of gameplay.
You throw enough shit at the wall, see what sticks.
By design. I saw other content creators that were all I do is play Call of Duty and first FPS. All I do is play MMO. All I do is this. I didn't want to be that. I wanted to kind of be all over the place, so that way I'm a jack of all trades, maybe a master of none, but that's okay. I don't need to be known as a master of anything, right?
Masturbator on stream.
You feel my channel's missing out on sports games? That's because I don't really like sports. Let's be honest here. I'm just not into sports. If I was into sports and I followed sports and all of that, I probably would totally be into it, right? But I'm not. If I don't follow the sport, then I can't really be expected to play a sports game and be into it and like it and even understand it, right? That's just something that's personal preference. You know, if I like sports, I probably would be playing sports games. In that case, probably I'd be playing sports games and no fighting games, right? That'd probably be the replacement, honestly.
Honestly, guys.
Coop is feeling maybe we can play retro games at some point. We'll see about that as things maybe die down. We'll see. So I have no enemies. Says they're gonna play Sandland on Friday and let me know what it's like. Let me know. Let me know if it's good.
Let me know if it's good enough for me to add it to my channel, guys.
Am I a big coffee guy? I have 2 cups of coffee a day. 1 cup with breakfast and 1 cup right after dinner. And
why are you drinking coffee at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? The fuck is wrong with you? Why are you drinking coffee at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? The caffeine, like station system, fully for about 6 hours and then finally peters out about 10 hours later. That's why he's up until 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why every day he's up until 4 o'clock in the fucking morning tweeting out at people, crying and bitching on Twitter, till 3 o'clock in the fucking morning because he has a fucking coffee at 5 o'clock in the night.
It keeps me going. Gives me enough caffeine that I don't have any problems, you know? But am I a big coffee guy? Like, do I drink coffee outside of the streams? Yeah, on my day off, I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning and 1 cup of coffee in the late, early evening, just like I do on my normal days. But that's it. I don't go crazy. I'm not a coffee aficionado. That, oh, I must have my Arabica beans flavor because the acidity is perfect. And you know what? I don't just get coffee. I order the beans so I can grind them fresh myself and have the aroma in my house. No, I get the little K-cup shit and I pop it in, I make a cup and I drink it.
So you make coffee the most expensive fucking way possible. Good job making coffee the most expensive way possible with the most expensive machine possible.
So there you go. Might I propose a Super Smash 64 speedrun? How on earth would I do a Super Smash 64 speedrun? I don't own a Nintendo 64. I've never played Smash on 64 before. How would I speedrun? And what am I speedrunning? Is it a versus game? I don't know what you're talking about.
Take a sip.
Have I ever used thumbstick grip attachments? I just bought some for the first time. I feel like one time ages ago I had some. I don't really remember. But no, it's never been something that I've regularly used.
Of course, doesn't remember, dude. Gin Brain.
Walk Warrior says a lot of your audience likes sports. So you think it'd be helpful to at least look at the latest sports trends? Again, though, I'm not interested in sports. You understand?
He doesn't care about sports.
Like, for example,
get it through your fucking head that he doesn't care about sports. Now, give me money.
Let's say that you guys had a big affinity for something, I don't like it, or vice versa. I really like something you guys don't like, right? Like, I really like retro RPGs. Any day, I can pop in an old Final Fantasy, an old, shit, I could probably play, like, turn-based Phantasy Star RPGs, right? Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, the Suikoden series, Wild Arms. I keep going. I love old school 90s RPGs. You guys don't, all right? I know you don't. You don't have an affinity for them. When I play them, half my audience says, nah, I'm not coming to those streams. It sucks, and it's boring. I don't actually feel play that, and then they don't come by. And that's okay. Come by and watch me play what you like, right? Whatever you like. But I know.
Holy fuck, what is wrong with his mouth? We're gonna go that regular speed, because what the fuck is wrong with his mouth? Let's pull it up. Let's make that a little bigger.
Right? Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, the Suikoden series, Wild Arms. I keep going. I love old school 90s RPGs. You guys don't. All right? I know you don't. You don't have an affinity.
It was okay for the majority of this. He kept saying something and so. But what the fuck just happened right there?
Half my audience says, nah, I'm not coming to those streams. It sucks and it's boring. I don't actually feel play that. And then they don't come by. And that's okay. Come by and watch me play what you like, right? Whatever you like. But I know I have an affinity for them. So if I'm going to...
Like, yeah, I mean, he was doing the mocking voice, but then when he got done doing the mocking voice, his mouth still... What the
play it, I know I'm going to get a much smaller audience, and it's really half for me and half for a very small audience, right? I have no desire to play sports. I'm just not attracted to sports, like, at all. When I was a kid, I liked baseball, and then I liked professional football in the 2000s. I haven't watched sports actively since the late 2000s. So I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't think anything's going to make me care. So, you know, every once in a while I do play sports. I played some of the NBA 2K games. I played at least one, if not two, NHL games. I played Madden a couple years. And, it, you know, every once in a while, just for variety, I'll buy one or get one on Game Pass and pop it in and just try it, right? But it's not anything that has longevity. I don't get hooked on it because, again, I don't really like sports. So for me, it's kind of like, it's not gonna have any lasting value to me. Although during my Super Bowl event, I actually commented on a sim to match the Super Bowl, and it actually was pretty epic, right? The match was close. It was fun to comment on that sim. But case in point, did it do well? No, it didn't. The video didn't even do well on the channel. It got like 1,000 views. That was it. No one really cared. It wasn't a big deal. So there you go. Oh yes, I've played MLBs over the years as well because they've been on Game Pass. So yeah, MLB games are cool because you can basically play them and just kind of chill and talk to the audience.
Ultimate Team thing we got.
And there's times I did karaoke nights where people would request, "Hey Phil, you sing this song," and I would just sit there singing that particular song they wanted while I'm swinging at baseballs, which is pretty fun. So I have done that before. I received a $2.30 tip. Oh, let's see here. I wonder if you are still willing to die on a hill defending Callisto Boring Coal. I think it's supposed to be a take on Protocol Boring Coal. After all this time, it's one of your odd opinions I can't get behind. I'd rather play the 360 version of Dead Space than the next version of Callisto Boring Coal. I still like the game. It's not the best horror game I've ever played. It's certainly not the worst. It was fun. It had an interesting plot. I would say its biggest shortcoming was around the end. I think that the end felt rushed. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I didn't have an issue with the combat like a lot of people did. A lot of people thought that the combat was just wonky because it was this melee dodging system or whatever. I didn't dislike it, you know? I don't know what else to say. I like what I like, and I dislike what I dislike, and I thought that it was fine, you know? Bassmaster? Well, I mean, Bassmaster, you could argue that there is professional fishing, but I don't think that, I don't consider Bassmaster as, like, a sports game. I feel like it's more like it's a hobbyist game. Does that make sense? That it's more like a hobbyist game than a sports game? That's my take anyway.
A hobby like your dad has, and sends you pictures of fish that you don't fucking care about because you don't care about your dad? That's what I thought.
And I would love to play another Bassmaster if they ever come up with one. I haven't seen one, you know, in the last couple of years. What's up, DC? Good evening. Elden Ring went well today. We fought a bunch of endgame bosses. Next time we're probably going Haley Tree.
On Game Pass.
But overall, the progress continues. We're having a good time. Do you consider billiards a sport? Yes, billiards is competitive and can be played like a pro sport, so yes. Lady Christmas says a lot of the ads seem to paint the game as a Dead Space in all but name, and when it wasn't, I think that turned a lot of people off. I guess that's why I don't pay attention to ads. I didn't see any ads for Callisto Protocol. I didn't pay attention to them at all. I just played it for what it was, and at face value, I liked it. What's my favorite Wild Arms game of the series? I played 1 and 2.
I grew up with NBA during the 80s when you had the bad boys of... When you had the bad boys of Detroit and all that playing. Nowadays, you can't have that.
Yeah, see, it's muting it. The mic mutes by whistling. That's the theme song of Wild Arms, but a lot of it cut out, I think, because of my mic filters. But it's great music, and I really like the game, although the animation... I mean, we're talking PS1. Animations were wonky and stuff. Combat was very slow turn-based. But it was a great game. I think Wild Arms 2 looked a lot better, but I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember it. I don't really remember Wild Arms 2. Wild Arms 1 just stands in my memory a lot more. So, great games. I wish they would remake them. They'd be pretty cool as they were remade. Because, like I said, the PS1 version of Wild Arms 1, oh, it's rough. Like, back then it was a good game, but now it's so rough around the edges, it looks awful. So, you know, to have that redone would be pretty neat. Wow. I received a very generous contribution tonight, folks. I received...
More money, guys.
Let's see here. A $55 tip. And they said, Phil, I'm actually the same person who did a $70 tip the other night. I'm here to support you, but I just want you to know I'm going to always remain anonymous because of your trolls. That is perfectly fine. Thank you for great...
He prefers that so he doesn't have to acknowledge your existence.
Content over the years. I'll continue to support in any way that I can. Wow. Thank you so very much. An incredibly generous, biggest contribution of the night. $55 tip, which means you get to see me in a diaper again. Now that's excitement. To see a man in a diaper doing Honda hand slaps. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Yes, OIC. Congratulations. You gave him even more money. Tonight.
And that means we will have a hat. Question is, what hat would you guys like for the rest of the stream? That I don't know. Let's go ahead and do a poll for that, shall we? Laggy. My chat is laggy. Which hat is...
Just like your brain?
Late night chill best? How about... Let's see here. Let's see here. You know what? I want to look at my hats only because I haven't actually given them a good look recently.
Got so drunk you forgot what hats you had, huh? Good to know. Best content of the night. Just a chair. Chair stream, chair stream. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the chair stream comes for you?
What I want. Here we go. Ready? So, the beret, the Los Santos cap, the red fedora, or the straw hat. There you go.
Straw hat wins. I saw the pictures on Twitter. The rocking, the leaning, and the shaking.
Please vote and thank you
guys.
He does
so much fucking shaking, it's insane.
So with that $55, we are now up to...
It's like, how would you not get tired?
Is that 143? It is.
I can't imagine my leg just shaking that much for hours.
Yeah, we're at 143 in tips, right? I think I did the math right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did the math wrong. Wait, 43.
Yeah, classic like bag or noose.
What was? I don't remember what the amount was before. 87. So 87. It should be 142, shouldn't it? 142, not 143. What is my favorite Elden Ring boss fight? DC says his favorites are the Ancestor Spear or Radagon. I would say Moog, the blood fight Moog, but obviously when you fight him and don't melt him in 2 seconds like I did in this run. Or Godfrey is really cool. He's completely unique compared to the other bosses, which is nice. It's a different style of fight, all melee really.
I use smokers in your special seating arrangements.
You know, I would say
back in my day, you could smoke right inside the store.
The first time you fight Aspen, because that's the first time
or
you
the
actually
office,
see like this giant
or
alien creature. You're
the
like, what in the holy hell am I
shop,
looking at? And it's just cool because
or
the arena looks like space when it's not. You know it's not, but to see that it looks like space is so cool. So yeah, first Astel,
the shore, the
Godfrey.
shop, this office. You could just, the restaurant.
You
could smoke right in there.
There's so many dang bosses to think about. I would say one of the rare dragons. So either the Lich Dragon, or Palisadisax, Prasadicrax. So yeah,
so you're saying there's a 2-tier system there, huh,
I like
Cora?
the rare dragons. The blimp. I did not get any notification that a tip came through for you at all. That doesn't mean. Oh wait, okay, wait a minute. A notification just came through. Let me check this one. No, it says, why do you think it's hard for trolls or those on the outside to believe you have a dedicated fan base when the success of your channel should say all there is to know? Because they basically have manufactured a narrative.
You have 210,000 subs, and you average 400 views a video. Maybe a little higher if it's like the first video of the gameplay. So yes, please explain to us how you're so successful that you get, on average, 400 views. Maybe 500 if it's the first of the new game or whatever. Yes, DSP, so successful.
To try to justify their actions. So their narrative is this crazy. Just think about this. How nuts this is. And by the way, the blimp, I still have not, I don't see anything about your tip yet. I'll keep my eyes peeled. To this day, my trolls / detractors / whatever you want to call them, they literally say the following. You ready for this? Phil really only has like 2 or 3 people who support it. That's it.
You do. It's the same people, just on different stock accounts, jackass.
There's like 2 or 3 people who like his content.
Dang,
and they come back
a lot of people.
And they just keep supporting him by doing everything. Now, they do it under a variety and vast network of different names and identities, but they're all exactly the same person, right? So, Only Eyes Coffee and Planet Jeff are responsible for 99% of the support I've received in the last 10 years. Or some.
Well, thank you for doxing Planet Jeff and letting everyone know that he's 1 Minute Man. Thank you, DSP, for finally admitting that 1 Minute Man is Planet Jeff. We've suspected it for years, but for you to just go out there and blatantly state that 1 Minute Man is Planet Jeff, thank you.
Insane thing. They actually say that, right? And listen, there are people who have come and gone who have been very large contributors to my content and have spoken up and become notable in the community and stuff like that. So it could be understandable when you have someone like Only Eyes Coffee, who at one point was doing tips and gifted memberships and everything for a long time. Or Planet Jeff, who way back in the day was the person who gave me my biggest tips. It was actually Planet Jeff who came in here and gave me like a $2,000 tip one day. Okay?
Yes.
So when you have those kind of people who come by and they do those contributions, people, oh, I remember that. But in reality, the truth is, and this is just like anything in life, all right?
The truth is,
not everyone stays a fan of stuff forever. And not everyone sticks around and supports forever. There's people who go through different phases of their life, different parts of their times of their life. You know, I've had people who started off as supporters, stopped watching my content for the longest time, came back 10 years later, said, oh, I'm watching you again, and supported again. You know, vice versa. I've had people who like never could support back in the day, and now they come back 10 years later. They're like, so just so you know, I used to watch it, you know, in 2011. I loved your stuff. It's awesome to see you.
Those are OIC. Whenever you get the Benefan this game, here's some money. That's OIC.
Continue on in 2024. Good on you. Here's some support, right? So that's the thing. Like these people,
I
say like this, in life, it's a revolving door. You're not going to be popular all the time with everyone, but you're going to have people from different times that are going to be coming in and out of your life, as supporters, as fans, as viewers, as people who we talk to every day on the stream.
It's literally
and that's fine.
OIC,
that's to be
jackass.
expected. You know, when I was younger, I was the biggest fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic. And then when I became a YouTuber, I stopped watching all of their stuff entirely. I, every once in a while, go back and watch some more of their stuff, and I either like it or I really dislike it. It depends, you know, things change in time. But that's just life, right? So, the fact that there are people, all right, who
I give you a bunch of fucking money,
have been there for me during times when I really needed help, and they helped me, is amazing, right? It's so cool. But I don't have 2 people who support me. The whole reason that I have been able to be successful for 16 years is because of the reasons I've already described tonight. I'm a variety content creator. I'm always playing different things. So you have different people from different, you know, interest levels. I like a fighting game. I like a shooter. I like an RPG. I like a, you know, this or that. And they come by at different times, and they all like it. And every once in a while, they toss a few bucks here. They support here, right? And that's great. That formula works.
That's great, guys. Give me more money
to a wider audience than most other creators who are only hyper-focused on one thing. You understand? So that's the cool part about it. It's always been this big group effort. I mean, I remember when I started on Patreon years ago. I was like, listen, $1 a month from a bunch of people is more effective than $100 a month from a couple people. Really. It would add up better and bigger.
$1 a month, guys. That's less than an onion. You can't even buy an onion for that. Yeah, I remember that, DSP. And that's the thing, like, do you see Ninja begging? Does PewDiePie have to beg? No. Does Mr. Beast go on his channel? Guys, my last video only got 180 million views in 12 hours. I'm going to lose the house. Give me money. No.
In that way. So, why do these people not believe that I have people who actually like my content?
Bitch.
Because that breaks their narrative. Their narrative is, actually, I'm some kind of a scam artist jerk who doesn't make anything meaningful to anyone. I'm somehow using these ridiculous abilities, these mind-controlling abilities to come through the internet and grasp onto people and grab their wallets and rip their wallets out of their pockets and toss their money my way. I want you to think.
And what happened with Derek? Oh, right, he stole Mommy's credit card. You ripped Mommy's wallet out of her pocket and ripped her credit card out of her wallet to get you more money.
Think how ludicrous that sounds. All I'm doing is sitting around doing a podcast, playing a game, hanging out with you guys, talking like tonight. That's all I'm doing. Tonight, did I ask for anything? Look at the support. I didn't say a word.
You had the shit lined up, ready to go on your Discord. That's why it's been all OIC. A little bit of Captain Kirk, KK Kirk on his new sock account, Michigan Man.
We're just chilling. I was explaining why I can't play Fightcade. That's all. That's it. And look, people like me. People like my content. They want more of it. So they support it. People realize that the more that they support, the more consistent the content can be. You know, no interruptions, no problems. I think I've shown over the last couple of years my willingness to improve, to spend some money to actually improve the setup or do things that are different. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gotten a new PC yet. That's probably the next major thing. But outside of that, you know, take a look. People like who I am and what I do. But their narrative is so hyper-focused on making me look like a horrible villain. That's how they make their videos.
We don't need to make you look like one. You are one.
If the story doesn't fit the narrative, all of a sudden they look like assholes, right? Wait a minute. So we're making fun of someone who legit has a fan base who likes him, who doesn't make toxic content that's harmful, and he gets support because people genuinely find entertainment out of what he does, and that's why they want to continue, so they support him. No, their narrative is, oh, there's two guys out there who are rich, and they're nutty, and they just keep throwing money at Phil nonstop, and because of those two people, it's the only reason.
Earlier you said it was 2 to 3 people, now it's only 2. Man, can you at least keep your narrative going? If you're gonna bullshit about something, at least keep the narrative accurate and the same.
Why Phil can ever be successful. First of all, I was successful before those two people even existed as part of my content. You understand? I had a fan base. One of the reasons why I am still pertinent is because I've been around for 16 years. True, if I just started 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't be pertinent anymore, but now I'm a meme. I'm literally known on the internet as the guy who doesn't give up and will be around forever and outlive
everything. The guy who jerks off in front of children. Yeah, we know.
Inexplicable because I'm a small-time guy and no one really, you know, is in love with my stuff in the mainstream. But
you're known as the guy who masturbates in front of children. We know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a fascinating thing. But again,
he's the guy. We're watching his YouTube.
Rationale is to always belittle, downgrade, straw man, right? The whole OIC and Planet Jeff straw man argument is ridiculous. Do you really think that 2 people are responsible for all of my income? No, that's an insane
No, it's about 5 or 6.
To even say that is nutty and crazy and stupid. But that's what they propagate. And their community is so dumb and gullible. They believe it. They actually believe that. They believe that, no exaggeration, that all these people that have come and gone over the years, you know, 1 Minute Man, the person who gifted the ridiculous amount of
and thank you for admitting that 1 Minute Man is
gone over on Twitch when I was there. I can't remember who that was at this point. Remember that? There was the month where someone came by and gave like a ridiculous amount of tier 3 subs over there and insanely boosted the channel over there. That Planet Jeff with the big tips that he's done, the Only Iced Coffee with his contributions, you know, that all these people are all exactly the same person. They actually believe that. They're that wildly stupid. Who's the other? Jinx, who last year came by for like a month and kept tipping nonstop.
DSP, us or your fans?
Gone for a while, right? As we've seen him once in like the last 6 months. He got one stream. But apparently that's the same person. No, these are not. They're not even close. These are people who genuinely like the stuff. They come by and they support when they can. And then they're off to their own lives again, right? And that's much more.
OIC doesn't have any life.
You know? And again, in life, it's a revolving door. People will come in and out as they will. And there's no stopping that. There's no holding the door and forcing people to stick around to watch the content and support it. They leave when they want. They come by when they want. And that's fine. That's part of the nature of being an internet personality or a content creator, is that you're never going to be able to control who likes your stuff at one point, who dislikes it, who stays, who goes. It's just a natural part of the order of how it works, okay? But in reality, All right? It's a ton of people. It's a ridiculous amount of people.
It's a ton of people. It's 5 to 6 people. That's not a ton.
You only see this side of it. You're seeing the public stream side of it. There's a whole back end side of it. There's people who pledge to a Patreon. There's people who are watching my videos, doing super thanks on the videos, who are members every month at different various levels. There's people who are supporting my React content, people who are supporting my throwback content. There's all these different...
Here's your unpaid interns.
You all think that they're 2 people? Are you fucking stupid? But again, that's the narrative, because that basically deflates the narrative.
Yes.
That I have
a couple people that have left has said that.
I've told
these people email them.
Some people
where are you?
What do you
Why aren't you in my stream? Where's your money?
Or what makes you
Where's your money?
Because my content is harmful.
Where are you?
16
Give me
years
money.
In this business. I have a ton of experience under my belt being a video game content creator, right? I have experience in all these different genres. I can talk honestly about my thoughts about gaming and the landscape and how things are going business-wise and everything. I can compare game genres to each other and everything. I've been around for 16 years.
Tell us your favorite game. No, I don't have a favorite. Having a favorite is childish.
A lot of people don't. But my content is not toxic or harmful. I'm not sitting here crapping on some other YouTuber to get people to attack each other, right, in order to have a good night. Oh, business is slow tonight.
Let's see. What was the streamer that you said was getting gangbanged by EA so she could go to E3? And the one streamer that didn't even make a joke, just mentioned that, oh yeah, you made it in front of children. And like 4 years later, he fucked up, and all of a sudden, the Gaudy Viper is here to strike, guys. But you don't shit on, and of course, Keemstar and RTU and Wings. Wings and RTU have both reached out to him. They've both tried to be his friends multiple times. They have tried to be his friend multiple times. And now he does a shit on him.
Let's do a shit on someone's stream or something like that. I don't have to do that. So many YouTubers have taken that low road, and I haven't had to do that. And I'm happy about that. And so for me, that's why. To know that my content is meaningful to an audience, that they like it enough, that they know it's not toxic, they can come and relax and enjoy and truly have a good time with me every time that they stop by, then they'll support it. But that breaks the narrative of my detractors. Their narrative is always, I'm the worst person, it's the worst content, no one supports it, no one watches it. It couldn't be further from the truth. It's a lie. It's a lie. But
the only thing that comes close to being as bad as your video gameplay stuff is mine.
Because if any of that stuff is fake, they have absolutely, positively nothing to say about me. I'm just some boring guy. So they have to keep that shit going, right? The nonsense. It's so stupid. Okay. So, there you have it. Now, by the way, how's the poll going? It looks like Straw Hat has won, so I'll get it. I have a ton of shout-outs to do. Seriously. And all I'm doing is sitting here talking with you guys tonight, and I have a ton of shout-outs to do right now, so give me a sec. Let me grab my hat.
Yes, DSP, when you get all your shit pre-arranged, it goes really well, doesn't it? Man, those poor Zelda pajama pants. I can't believe he shit in them.
A ton of shout-outs today. Now I look like I'm ready to hit the cabana and have a pina colada or something, right? Or a Mai Tai. Like, I'm ready. Okay, let's start.
You like
I received an $8
tip. And getting caught in the vortex.
Hold on. Once again, here's another one of their insane detractor memes. See this? Here it is. Another thing that's a complete falsehood. But again, this has to be true for them to be justified in the things that they say and do. Do you understand? So that has to be true, which is not. This is another stupid detractor meme.
During the side scrollers interview, you said she got beat, she got abused, and she had to get a restraining order. So, DSP, did you lie during the side scrollers interview? Were you lying about Kat having to get a restraining order because Superman beat her? Please, DSP, tell us. Did you lie then, or are you lying now? Yeah, they were ready for him to stand up.
Hold on. Those of you who are watching on demand can't see it. It's just another one of these stupid, fake member bomb bullshit things.
That totally don't affect him, but he's got to stop the stream and bitch about it.
There we go. Okay. Done. Fixed. Okay. But again, that is their narrative, their fake narrative that they spin to try to make me look like a villain, and it's all untrue. And people who actually like my content don't believe that, right?
Right? Guys, please tell me you don't believe it.
What are you, out of your mind?
Right, guys? Please tell me you don't believe it. Guys, bullshit, right? You don't believe it, right?
Okay.
Right, guys? You don't believe it, right?
So, I received an $8 tip from Jeremy. Thank you to Jeremy for an $8 tip tonight. I appreciate that, Jeremy. Now, with that, we have a vest.
Yeah, what was it? 2664?
Care about the vest. I mean, at this point, I'm not even kidding you. I have a bunch of more shout-outs to do. And by the time that that's done, we're not even going to have time for, like, a vest. Plus, I don't know how I wear a vest over this shirt. I don't know how that's possible. So how about we just chill?
You put on a fucking vest. How hard is it to put on a vest?
I received a $20
Only DSP
tip
is too fucking stupid to know how to put on a fucking vest.
The Blimp. So the Blimp, your tip finally did come through. So thank you very much to the Blimp. Let's see that awesome $20 animation again. And all these animations will now be available on my streams moving forward for the foreseeable future. I love them. So thanks to the person who made them. Okay. So from the Blimp, hopefully this works. I've been meaning to send you something like this, a little more substantial. Huge thanks for everything you're doing. I appreciate that your streams are able to be a part of my day. Keep up the good work, and I can't wait for the Elden Ring expansion. Thank you so much to the Blimp. I appreciate that. And
so I got my heat turned down to 65.
Yeah, me too. Like, I think the Elden Ring is, for me, no lie. All right? No lie. There is likely, that is the one big thing for me this year, right now. Like, out of all the stuff that's coming out, the Elden Ring expansion is the one big one. Like, there was Like a Dragon, and I thought that it ended up not being as good as I'd hoped. I thought it was good. With Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which fizzled out after 20 hours, and basically no one cared about it, including me.
No, it didn't fizzle out. It was making more money than Like a Dragon, but you refused to give up Like a Dragon because Final Fantasy VII had the beach scene coming up. He made sure to quit right before the beach scene. Amazing. Almost like he was using guides to know when the beach scene was coming.
Liking it, but when I realized the second open world area was the same as the first, I was like, uh-oh, I see where this is going. Repetition, boredom, man, why did they do that? And then people really haven't cared that much about bringing it back. So we're not doing it right now. We might still, if I bring back an RPG, it'll be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but it's just funny that it fizzled out the way that it did, right? And by the way, the sales numbers also not doing so well. The game did fizzle out in sales as well.
Oh, because it's only on PS5. Once it goes to PC,
but really, when it comes to everything, this year, I guess the Elden Ring DLC is the one big one for me. Really, it is. Everything else, like, eh. But the Elden Ring DLC is the big thing that I'm most excited for, I feel, at this point. So, okay. I got a $1 tip. Someone says, so you say, hold on. When you say detractors make theories about you being supported by only a handful of people, can you admit there's some streams that are generally supported with one supporter? For example, sometimes you'll have $55 in tips and 50 came from one person. Doesn't that happen? Yeah, so what?
So what? Shut the fuck up. Give me money.
First of all, that doesn't happen every stream. That does happen some streams, but it's not every time. It's not always the same person who would do that one big tip. The point that the detractors make is it's the same two people. That's not true. Tonight, there's a bunch of supporters, and they're all different.
So now we went from 2 to 3 to 2, then to a handful, and now back to 2 again.
Right. Tomorrow, there may be one big supporter on my daytime stream and a bunch of little ones, but then on the night stream, there may be a different big supporter and a bunch of little ones. Why does that matter? What is it? What there's no point. You understand? There's literally no point to saying one person did a big contribution and a few did a little. It doesn't prove any point at all. It's just like, you see, he had so few people who support him. Wrong. There's a ton of people who support me. A ton. That's how I'm successful. A ton.
That's why you struggle to hit the
stream with 300 people
at goal every stream unless OIC shows them and drops a bunch of money.
Because it's not what these idiots say. It's literally a group effort among people who like different kinds of content. Right? So there's no point to what you're saying unless you can come back and actually say, I have a point. Here's what I was trying to say because you had none. Then, but there's no point to what you're saying. It proves nothing. It does not even an argument. It doesn't even make. What are you even saying that for? Mm-hmm. Okay, I have received an incredibly generous. You ready for this? $56 tip from Jared tonight. $56 tip from Jared. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the third time tonight, and
Pro Jared, that was the streamer he shit on. Right? It was Pro Jared that he shit on. For not even making a joke, but just mentioning the fact that he masturbated on stream. And like 3 years later, Pro Jared fucked up. I get to make fun of him now.
Right? You get to see me in a diaper. Third time tonight, filling a diaper. So thank you, Jared. We're going to see what he has to say.
Thank you, Jared, for tipping so I can remember that was Pro Jared that DSP shit on.
I can't even count anymore. 228? Holy moly. Did I think I was going to have a night like this tonight? No. Thank you guys so very, very much.
Yes, that's why you had to get a hold of OIC on Discord first.
Well said, Phil. I've been a fan since your Batman Arkham Asylum demo footage from all the way back in 2000.
Bam, there it is. OIC's telltale statement of, I've been a fan of you since this game. He always does this. OIC, why don't you change up the phrasing? Why does it always have to be, I've been a fan of you since this game? Just give him the fucking money as anonymous and shut the fuck up.
2009, when I was still in middle school. Now I'm 24 and I'm glad to support you. Much love. You see the point I'm making. because I've been around the block 16 years. I stayed dedicated. I never gave up. There's people who like me and come to support the content. May not be every day, may not be every night, but they come by and they support when they can, and that's why I continue on. I'm not a flash in the pan success. I'm not a has-been.
Yeah, you're definitely has-been.
I persist in a different form today than I did over a decade ago, but I persist as a success. And that's the narrative that the detractors will never admit to, because that means everything they say is wrong, and therefore has no validity, and there's no point for anyone to ever watch it. Thank you so very much.
Just because you refuse to leave doesn't mean
I received a $2 tip.
You're not a has-been.
So this person says, one thing I don't think you get enough credit for is the sheer amount of games and content that you actually put full gameplay content out for. It's part of your appeal, and I can think of a random game, and most likely, you're probably one of the few people who 99% of the time has a playthrough for it. There you go. And, you know, it's true. I've been one of the more consistent, probably not the most consistent, but one of the more consistent content creators when it comes to gameplay that I would do a full playthrough. And ever since I had that attitude shift,
unless you rage quit or wage quit,
I now do more.
I didn't wage quit. I bored quit. The game bored me, so I quit it.
Take my time with
it's totally different, guys. Shut the fuck up.
Give me money. A valid playthrough rather than just I rushed through the story, right?
Yeah, he waited years
to the super chat because your mind control abilities have forced me to send you this and ask you: have you ever considered playing Generation Zero? I actually like the plot of the game. P.S. The amount of this is probably about $2 of your, your denomination. It's all good. Thank you to Philippe. I don't know what Generation Zero is, right? I don't know what. Did I spell your name right? There's only one L. I don't know what Generation Zero is. I've never heard of it. So, not knowing what it is, I guess I can't really comment on it, right? I also just got a super chat from Jordan. It says, last tip I can do until later in the week, Friday, but hopefully your streams will do well the rest of the week. Thank you to Jordan. Well, I'm only doing one more day of streams tomorrow. So, yeah, hopefully they do fine. Thank you, Jordan, so much for your support so far this week.
He's talking about the actual week.
I received a
not
$1.
your
See what I mean? Like,
week,
this is just shout
where
outs now. I don't
the
have time to talk to
Thursday's
you
the
guys.
day
It's
off,
shout
whatever.
outs.
He's talking about the actual week
and then
that everyone fucking uses.
I just have to ask this guy. This guy will tip, and he knows I'm literally never going to ever read out his tips, yet he still tips. It's remarkable. He tips, and he always says something negative and toxic, and I always ignore it, yet he tips again. But at this point, I don't even read the body of the message. I just see the tip coming in from this email address, and I say, okay, ignore it. I didn't even know what he just said. I just ignored him. That's great.
Uh-huh. That's why you're bitching about it.
Oh, let's see. Orange says, do you take a night like this as a sign people want more interaction rather than gameplay? Again, I think, just like everything, it's the happy medium. People want to hang out and talk and have a good night where they can have conversation and have meaningful back and forth with me. At the same time, people want gameplay too. I know that. It's not so much of one or the other. It's finding the right balance of it. So many people tonight were like, well, you played Harold Halibut? Well, you do this or do that? I was like, I guarantee you tonight we could just have a nice hangout session. And here we are. And we just had 2 hours of hangout. And I think people were satisfied from what I'm seeing, right? So obviously I made the right choice. What if I just played a random game that I hadn't announced? Well, what would have happened is people would have been like, well, I'm not really into that game. I guess I'll take off. You see? Isaiah says, I'm glad that you play many games from all platforms. This lets we as viewers decide if we want to get them or not. Thank you for doing what you do. You're welcome. Again, the way I see it, this is gameplay that's fun to me. It's a service to you, right? It's reciprocal. You get something out of it. I get something out of it. You support it. I make more of it. Money. It goes hand in hand. It's meaningful, not toxic content. I can make a living doing what I love. You enjoy what I do. We all benefit from it. That's what truly matters as a community like this, is that we all benefit from it together and that we all get something nice out of it. It's not one-sided. And it's not me being successful at the expense of someone else, having to tear down or hurt someone else. Who have I teared down or hurt tonight? 0 people. 0. I was able to have a successful night hanging out with you guys. We all got something good out of it, and no one got hurt in the process.
Who did I hurt?
That's
tonight, guys.
Content creation.
Tonight.
That's not toxic, degenerate.
King of semantics.
I succeed, stomp on everyone else content creation, like so many people do today. The lowest common denominator of crap that should not be allowed on YouTube, but regardless is. Sad but true. DC says, I want to do a Radagon haiku after I saw you fight him earlier today. America's Hammer, Radagon Unleash Shockwaves, Yellow Lightning Spears. Yes, and man, he is much harder this run than he was in the first because my build is different, but I'll get there. Double M says, if they fix and balance Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, would you go back to it? No, the game has run its course. No one cares about seeing me play it halfway into the year. You know, the new Call of Duty is already going to come out probably in the fall, right?
Gotta be all.
That's the one
tonight,
I'll play when it comes out
guys.
to. You know, the game.
Tonight, I've not heard anyone.
And that's it. The game dies out. And the same thing happened with this one. I'm not going back to it. Excuse me.
Let's ask Lana how she feels about how you've kept her from her brother's wedding. Bet that hurt her. Let's ask Rambo and Howard and Respect to Pack.
Okay.
Well, that's not tonight, guys. It's totally different. It's okay.
I'm not trying to miss anything because I've been talking for so long doing shout outs. I probably missed a million messages. Excuse me. As far as I can see, I think I got everything. So, again, guys, please tag me in the chat. You want to talk? The Blimp says, I have a wife and kids. I work 8 hours a day. I'm in my mid-30s. These streams are what I have for downtime. I don't have the social life that I used to. These are perfect. Good way to relax. I'm glad you feel that way. And again, we had a good time and no one got hurt, right? This is the epitome of what I want to do in my life, man. It's meaningful to me. To have hangout sessions, to do fun gameplay, to do a fun react stream, reminiscing on the past about games we used to like and play together. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the life. Who wouldn't want this? This is cool. This is fun.
We don't want to sit there and cry and beg for money.
We all get something out of it.
6 days a week.
I get to have fun interacting with you. I got to vent earlier and got the shit off my chest, and it's all good, right?
It's all good, right?
What's up,
right, guys? It's good, right? Give me money, right? He's $40 away from what he finishes at.
Played Rainbow Six Siege when it was a new game and it was broken beyond repair and just a horrible time. They ended up later on improving it, but at that point I had no interest and I never played it again. So no interest in Rainbow Six Siege. Will I watch Fallout a second time? Probably not. I don't see a maybe I would watch it a second time before season 2 just to refresh myself, but I wouldn't watch it again right now. No.
Sends general warning. Warning. May bore you to tears. And then wake you up when he goes. Right into the microphone.
Boone, I screen capped your suggestion of this game, Little Kitty Big City, but I have not looked at it yet. Excuse me. You're saying it's May 9th? I'll have to give it a look and see what it is. Maybe it's a cutesy game we'll like. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Nice TH
See, I feel like if we do a weekly someone just suggested, why don't you do a weekly hangout session? I feel like if we do it once a week, it's going to stop feeling special. Like, the reason these work, I feel, is because there's always a reason to do it. Like, last weekend, we did this week we did an impromptu Star Wars Battlefront stream. That was fun because it wasn't, planned. The week before we actually did one. It was about a week and a half ago when I last did one of these. That's because the co-op got canceled. And it was like, well, now we can chill, we can talk, it's special, it's something different. Today,
your wife was too sick.
So, hey, we do it. I feel like that's what it
with you, but she went to work the next day.
Now it just doesn't feel.
Don't forget that. She went to work the next day.
Because it was already scheduled.
But she was too sick to sit there and play video games.
I like having being unscripted. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's like it's like Untitled Goose Game. You remember I liked Untitled Goose Game. I thought it was quite a good game. So, oh, let's see here.
Probably a snort. Too sick and stressed to play video games,
oh my
but
God, this guy doesn't
she went
understand.
to work.
This is the guy from earlier who says, just listen, I'm just going to read it word for word. Here's my point. You said you have a ton of supporters, but so many streams have been carried by 1 or 2 people. I have a ton of supporters. Every once in a while, they'll throw $1, they'll be a member, they'll do a super chat. Then sometimes I have some bigger supporters come by and do a bigger contribution. But I still have a ton of supporters. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about this.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
I'm really
banned DJ Reno because
guys,
if you give me the money for it, I'll play it. Gives them the money for it. No, it's my money. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it once you give it to me.
Content. Some come for the podcast. Some come for impromptu chill streams. Some come for fighting games. Some come for shooters. Some come for RPGs. Some come for everything. But they're all split. But overall, I do have thousands of viewers for my content. They come by at various times to support in different ways. Super chat.
It's the same people over and over and over and over again.
Gift memberships. Tip. Some people do those things on my other channels. Some people pledge to my Patreon. I mean, I keep going. These are all ways that all of these different people support. Just because one person comes by and does a $50 tip and one person comes by and does a $2 tip, it doesn't make a difference. They're still 2 people. I have a large number of supporters. You can't disprove that because it's factual. If you try to disprove
DSP, the only reason you're at $230 right now and hit $270 because of OIC. OIC is probably 250 of it. The other 20 is, yes, from someone going $1 here, $2 there. Canadian Kirk with his new name, Michigan Man. But without OIC, you'd be lucky to break $50.
Prove it, you're wrong and you're stupid. I don't know what else to say. It's just dumb to argue it. Just because it's the detractor logic doesn't make it true.
Yeah, the money buff is making them this toxic.
You see? And again, it's something that I've always said. All right? It's a community effort is why I'm still here. Literally, a community effort. All those people together, contributing in the various ways that they do, is why I continue to be successful after 16 years. That's it. It's a community effort. It's not 1 or 2 people coming by. It's not just OIC and Planet Jeff. If you think that, you're clinically insane and you should check yourself in immediately. And I'm not joking. You need help. That's nuts.
I'm not joking. Uh-huh.
Jeez.
If anyone calls you out for it, all of a sudden, no, I was joking. I can't believe the internet can't take a joke.
At this point, I really don't. I don't know how you can make it possibly clearer. Okay. Let's see here. Avarice says, we see different names of supporters who come by and contribute every day. Exactly. You see it every day. All these different people.
There's sock accounts. We know there's sock accounts.
Says,
shut the
fuck up.
up.
Keep up amazing work. You're the man. The Blimp says he keeps separating the streams. The stream isn't what's supported. It's the channel. Well, exactly true. Right? The streams are where a lot of my support come in, but there's also people who are also watching the videos. That's ad revenue that I make. There's people who are members. They don't ever come to the stream, but they're still a member of the channel. That's support. It's like, how many more times can I explain
there's sock accounts from OIC
before you realize your logic is flawed because you're listening to stupid idiots who just want to make toxic logic to try to prove a narrative that's false. I would not be here and successful
OIC
today
under sock
if I did not have positive people who like the content I put out supporting me.
Yes,
this is not a channel where I degrade myself.
Can I get a spoon in chat, guys?
Sucking cucumbers and kissing cocks.
Give me them spoons.
This is not a channel where I read out detractor messages that insult myself and my family members. This is not a channel where I constantly talk drama and gossip. This is not a channel where I slam other YouTubers. I don't do any of that shit to get attention. I make positive content for an audience, and I curate the content.
Positive, guys.
That's what they
now
want.
Eat my ass with a spoon.
In truth, they then support me because of
positive.
It. Most YouTubers do not do this. They don't. They make content that's either lowbrow, lowest common denominator, just to stir up attention, or they have a mass appeal to a giant audience, out of which actually just a small amount contribute, but their audience is so huge, it ends up being a huge amount. I'm the opposite. I make content for a smaller audience, but that audience likes me so much, they all support in their own way, and it adds up to being success.
They all give me their money. All
if you don't understand that I'm different from everyone else out there, you've missed the note. You haven't paid attention to the 16 years that I just did things completely differently from everybody else, and that's the reason I'm still here. You won't ever get it then, because you just want to listen to the wrong morons. You don't actually live in reality world. Sorry. I'll still be here tomorrow having fun being successful, and you'll be miserable writhing around in your bed, hugging your Hatsune Miku body pillow and pumping it furiously in agitation that I'm still here and positive and successful, and you're still a nobody crying with your detractor friends about the fact that I am successful. Okay? Sorry. I received a $2.99 tip. Oh, let's see here. Love your look tonight. Which side of the shirt button's on? Keep up the chill vibes. The shirt is fucked up. The shirt, I like the shirt, but it's broken. Look what happened. The seam came off. So the shirt's supposed to look like this. Okay? And this. And by the way, there are the buttons right there. You can't see them because they blend in with the shirt. Here's one right here. But the problem is the shirt came apart. All the seams on the inside came apart, probably because it's a cheap shirt. So the shirt looks good, but I can't, if I try to button it, it won't even work because the fabric came apart. See? So I can't even button the shirt, even if I wanted to. It's fucked up. I try. It's like, oh,
I might get a
fucked
longer
up, stretchy coming apart. All the threads started coming out of the shirt. I was like, oh, shit. So I can only wear this as like a nice open shirt, which is why I'm wearing it like this today. And by the way, it looks fine, right? It's a style. It's a vibe. It looks fine. So it's all good. So thank you for the anonymous $2.99 tip. I'll be a nice guy, and I'll count it as 3. How about that?
Brick.
All right, cool. Alrighty, everyone, so we're starting to wind down. I obviously want to thank you all. Okay? Okay, here we go.
He's not to the vault yet, holy shit.
Lease on Luxury says, what would happen if those few people stopped donating? Could the community be viable for the business? Yes. Because this has happened time and time and time and time and time and time again.
Yes, he loses one whale, then another whale steps up. King Tut goes away, Emerald 7 shows up. Emerald 7 goes away. OIC shows up. OIC gets a little hurt. All of a sudden, Swaggin shows up and drops a fuck ton of money. Yes, it's happened before. We lose a whale, another whale shows up. But if you never get a new whale, you are fucked.
Whenever one person walks out of that revolving door, someone else walks in. That's how it works. When you're a content creator that makes positive content, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah, Jack's Razor shows up.
You're going to see people walk in and out of your life constantly, and it's okay. Because as long as you're still there as a staple, continuing to make that style of content that's meaningful to people, some people will come back, and you'll get new people, and it will continue. It might not always be the same faces. It might not always be the same people. Hell, I've had different moderating teams over the years. I've had different people
because your moderators turn on you eventually because you're a piece of shit.
But it doesn't matter because as long as I keep up the good fight, keep doing the good stuff, right? People like it and will keep coming in to support it no matter what. All right? It's been 16 years, highs and lows. I've been on where? On YouTube, on various different YouTube channels, on Blip TV, and on Daily Motion. I've been on Twitch.
Why aren't you
on
Blip TV anymore? Excuse me. Oh, that's
all these other places. And guess what?
Still pretending to be a Nazi exterminating
still with me along for this journey, right? Hasn't gone away. You don't know what you're talking about, right? Like, what on earth are you speaking of? And so now,
I'm really hoping
literally
1 Minute Man
just change the
come
narrative.
Back, but
just
you
listen
never
to this.
know.
What about the fake narrative? This is fragile. You're 4 years away from your bankruptcy. To save the house fundraiser. Whoa. What is your narrative? You don't have one. You literally just changed the story 3 times. First, your narrative is, I don't have enough consistent supporters. If a few go away, I fail. That's happened a million times, and I'm still here. I just explained, well, what's the next thing? Where's the next goalpost? Okay? You are in a crazy mania. Your mania has taken over your small p brain, and all you can do is think about the next thing to say negative. They're all false narratives. You are an insignificant human.
So false, he's got to sit there and bitch about it.
It doesn't matter what you say in the chat right now or what you do. You're insignificant on this planet. Here's what you need to do. Get away from your device and go do something with your life that will affect someone in a positive way. And what you're going to find is that that is going to be way more meaningful both for you and for everyone else around you than for you sitting in your false narrative land, believing your toxic nonsense and thinking that it has any bearing on me or my life. It doesn't. I will still be here tomorrow, and you'll still be miserable humping Hatsune Miku in your bed. All right? So do yourself a favor. Get the fuck off my stream. Get a life, and get the fuck out.
This is from a guy who leaves the house once a month. If that. I know he's like, I had to do chores, guys. But during the bank leaks, there's a lot of DoorDash on there. And now that he's broken the seal on ordering groceries and broken the seal on ordering PetSmart stuff, how much you want to bet he doesn't do chores anymore? He doesn't leave the house to do those errands. Because, what was it? He's like, it was the first time in a month I had to go to the dump. How much you want to bet that was the first time in a month he left the house? All those other days off, he's probably ordering groceries and ordering PetSmart to be delivered to the house. Like, oh, it's all piled up. I guess I gotta finally leave the house and get rid of all this trash that's piled up. I would not be surprised at all if he's only leaving the house once a month now. Since Halloween, once he started doing the ordering groceries and stuff. But you're a loser for pointing out that I cry and beg.
Into something positive. Because, man, your toxicity is embarrassing to the human race. You are literally an embarrassment to human beings on this fucking planet. Go away.
Leave me alone so I can cry and beg.
I just got a $6 tip. From the Blimp. We love you, man. Screw him. Thank you to the Blimp for another tip, a $6 tip. I appreciate that very much. I mean, these people can't even maintain a coherent thought for more than 10 seconds. The guy goes from detractor talking point to detractor talking point. He just bounces around, parroting the same shit. And every time that something's countered,
or detract any of it. You don't
prove it.
deny any of it. You just
I gotta get to the next
say,
one.
bitch,
Wait, no. You already look like an idiot. You don't get to now say 10 more things. You're already a moron.
Bingo, I have not.
These people are just so dumb. They
bingo,
really don't understand it. You know, there's no reasoning with someone who's so far gone. You just have to have them have a moment of realization at some point in their life that they're going to try to be better people, you know? But sadly, I don't know if these people ever will. It seems like what's happened is there's this community of people who have this mania in their head, and they
mania, guys. Oh, you learned the word, guys. You learned the word mania.
Of relationships, online relationships, of course,
but
relationships nonetheless, based on toxic behavior. The only way they even get human interaction or any kind of attention is toxic behavior. So they have to keep that up, or else now they have to realize that their lives are miserable, trite, meaningless. So they keep that toxic community going no matter what. Even if the narrative's completely false and fabricated, that's the only way that they feel like they have a meaning in their life. That is ridiculously pathetic, sad, and dangerous. We can't have a society with a whole undergroup of people who literally just sit on their devices crapping on things all day. This is not productive.
Well, you sit on your device all day playing WWE Champions.
Society if we allow it to continue. If you know someone like that, you have to go call them out and be like, get the fuck out of your room. Get the fuck off your phone. Stop being a toxic douchebag.
Get the fuck out of your house, mister. I don't leave the house but once a fucking month.
Around you and get a life. Spend 5 minutes getting real life friends. Spend 5 minutes doing something positive with your life that is meaningful to other people around you. Stop being toxic.
Getting real life friends. You don't have any fucking friends, DSP. You literally have not had a single fucking friend in years. Within like 3 months of moving to... Within 3 months of moving to Seattle, you haven't had a single fucking friend. How are you going to sit there and tell people they need to get actual friends, they need to get real life friends, when you literally don't have any? You do not have a single fucking friend.
Not going to help anything on Earth. You're just going to burn this fucking planet down if you keep acting that way. It's insane. That guy, can you believe what the guy was saying in the chat? It literally, he was one detractor narrative. Okay, well, here's why that's wrong. Next one. Rapid fire. Like he has his list.
But he never actually
shit, so he can
denied any of them. He just said, fuck you. Give me money.
Dude, what the fuck is your problem? Like, wow, you need help. How do you not understand? And again, why don't they get it? They literally have a community of thousands of people who act like that around each other. right? It's insanity. If you contribute absolutely nothing positive to anyone on this planet, right? Why do you exist? Is that not?
Why do you exist? You contribute nothing.
To at least put something out in their life that brightens the day of someone else, that makes someone else have a smile and feel good, right?
Terrible.
Do something
Poor
nice,
Vega.
and then we can all get along, and we can all have a nice life together. Live and let live. Instead, everyone's got to burn down, attack, destroy, deride, be just gross to each other. How the hell can you go through life like that?
I don't know, DSP. How do you go through life like that?
I just don't get it. I would love for one of them to come up with a new narrative that hasn't been regurgitated for the last 5 to 10 years, because they don't have one. It's the same shit now in a loop. Because in truth, at one point in the past, I used to care so much that people would say this shit about me that I would go out of my way to try to like defend myself or actually like counter the narrative. But after a while, I'd say it was about 5 years ago, I realized
you gave up because
no
your line's like shit and your fans don't fucking care.
So I just stopped. I realized at some point it's becoming more harmful
your fans don't fucking care
trying to defend myself than to actually just say fuck it and ignore it. And that's what I just started doing. Just fuck this and ignore it, right? All these morons out there make documentaries and shit about me, fucking interviews. What has it done?
June the King, Side Scrollers Interview.
Nothing. I'm still here. I still make the same content. I still have a great life. They've done nothing. They personally benefited because, trust me, they wouldn't have made the content if they wouldn't personally benefit from it.
Many detractors are not monetized. Other detractors do other videos along with you, like memology. Other detractors, like myself, yeah, we make some money, but I'm not quitting my job over this. What I made in a year isn't even a month of work. What I get paid in a month of work is more than what I make over this in a year, DSP. It's not about the fucking money. There have been times I've been demonetized. You know what I did? Still made videos. You know why? Because fuck you. That's why. Exactly, Cora. Yes, many of us are either A, not monetized, or B, yeah, we're monetized, but we're not quitting our jobs over this. Or, like Memology, they make so many other videos that you're just a small drop in the bucket compared to what they do. But guys like Tevin pissed him off because Tevin was making more money than he was, I'm sure, at one point. At one point, I would not be surprised if Tevin was making more money per stream than DSP was. And that pissed him off to no end.
They're doing it for themselves. That's it. It's the only reason. No one else needed to be interviewed on Side Scrollers. I had to be. Why? Because they're going to get a benefit out of that. That's why. So, there you go. So, these fucking nut jobs, man. I don't know how you can go through life like that. But that's the thing. Like, I just stopped 5 years ago or whatever. I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to entertain the nonsense because all that does is lets them get more content and waste my audience's time. You guys don't want to sit here listening to me talk about every fucking conspiracy theory that comes out of their mouth. I've already talked about most of them and they don't care. They continue anyway. So what's the point, right? What's the narrative?
He just now got to the vault.
They jerk off to each other.
It's 11:07 and he's just now got to the vault.
And I ignore them. And I continue on happy and they're sitting there miserable every day. Well, who's the winner? They're out of their minds. All right. So we're about to adjourn, everyone. What a night. Holy moly. We've talked about so many different topics at this point, right? Last chance if you want to ask something. Last chance if you want to shout out for something. I'm going to be gone in about 5 or so minutes. So last chance. Let's see how we end it here.
He's going to get at least another $30 tip.
Oh, but wait.
5 to 10 minutes? Yeah, it's about 5 to 10 minutes until this is over. Damn.
So I'm not going to try a VPN because number one, it costs money. Number two, it's too much of a risk. What if the VPN doesn't work and my IP still leaks? So I'm not wasting it. Just the risk of my IP getting out there is too much. It's a waste of everyone's time. So I'm not using 5K, period. The Blimp says, it's literal projection. These people lack something in their lives. Then they rationalize bad behavior towards someone that's targeted as a means to not address their own shortcomings. Exactly. I've always said this too. Even if everything they've ever said about me was true, which 99% of it isn't. Some of it is because I am a...
Nugget of truth. So when people call you a pedophile, huh? Well, 1% of that being a pedophile is true, guys. Thanks for admitting that, DSP. Thank you for admitting that 1% of you being a pedophile is true.
Flawed human. I've made mistakes over the years, and I've changed for the better. I feel like the last 7 years of my life have been an epiphany where I've turned everything around, and I'm a much better person now, correct? But even if everything they've said is true about me, am I still the devil? None of the things that I've done that they're claiming are real crimes or anything like that. It's just, oh, so
Although, technically, in the state of Connecticut, 16 is legal, so him getting with Panda at 17 is technically not illegal. Which, again, that's a king of semantics thing there of, guys, well, in my state, 16 is legal, so it was okay for me to groom Panda at 17. But bankruptcy fraud, tax fraud, those are very much crimes. It took me almost a full fucking year to figure out I put the numbers on line 8 instead of line 5. Because the numbers were on line 8, the rest I owed them 14 grand. Once he put the numbers on line 5, they owed me $300. But because of late fees and penalties, I ended up owing them $218. You actively commit tax fraud. You actively write off WWE champions as a business expense. You actively write off your entire house and electric bill and all that. You actively commit tax fraud. I almost had to go to court. Like, we had a court date set up of us, doing phone calls, sending letters, like, through the post office back and forth, trying to figure out where, like, I did not make that much. If I made $70,000 a single year, my fucking car and my house would have been paid off. If I was making that kind of money, my house and my car would have been paid the fuck off. I did not make that kind of money. Like, oh, because you put the numbers line 8 instead of line 5, you're boned. Like, all right, put the numbers line 5, send it back to the IRS. All right, you're good. We owe you $300. Wait a minute, late fees, penalties. Actually, you owe us $218. Fine, here's $218. Leave me the fuck alone. And now I know, put the numbers on line 5, not line 8. I can't wait because his tax payment plan started in 2019. Over 6 years, that means it ends in 2025. Now, he's been adding every single year, according to him, every single year's tax payment, he's been adding it to the payment plan. So instead of paying off 2021, he just adds it to the tax payment plan. Instead of paying off to 22, he adds it to the tax payment plan. Well, guess what? That all builds up. Well, guys, I'm paying off like 80% of it every year. All right, well, then you have 20% of it left. Well, 20% of it times 6 is 120%. So you're going to have to pay off 120% of what you make in a year for taxes at once. He's not going to have the money for it. When that 120% of what he owes in taxes comes due in 2025, he's not going to have the money for it because he spends it on WWE champions. And a tax payment plan like this is a last-ditch effort by the IRS to get the fucking money that they owed before they come after you. Before they come after your house. Before they come after your car. Before they try to throw your ass in jail like Al Capone. I can't fucking wait for 2025. It should be an explosive fucking year.
Some bad behaviors that we don't like, right? And so if you don't like the bad behaviors you accuse me of, well, wait. Why do you still stalk me every day? Why are you still watching?
Because you are literally scamming mentally handicapped people like Jade or Rob on Wheels. Thankfully, Rob on Wheels got away. Rob on Wheels was able to roll away eventually,
right?
Finally.
Because you benefit from it because you make money on it. That's why. If there was no money, there'd be no detractor community. I stand by that.
Again, plenty of detractors are unmonetized.
Right now, I'll prove the point. You ready? Right now.
DSP, as already been mentioned, either A, show us your WWE Champions account right now. Oh, wait, you can't. Because at this point, it doesn't even matter. Even if he did show it, it wouldn't matter because, well, is that his phone? How do we know that he didn't get a phone off of eBay that matches his model? How do we know OIC didn't get a model off of eBay and send it to him that's the same model as what he has for him to make a new account? You cannot actually prove that you're not down from the Raptors anymore, DSP. No photo is going to be proof. No video is going to be proof. Because, again, you go to eBay, you get the same model phone off of eBay, sent to you by OIC, make a new account on there. See, guys? I'm not down from the Raptors. Now stop fucking bugging me. There is no way for you to prove it anymore. Not a chance in hell. So you can shut the fuck up. You know what? I'm not going to watch this part. He can fuck off. It's 11:15 at night. I got to get to bed. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoy this. I know I did. Especially like 30 minutes of game talk. That was fucking fantastic. I loved it. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day. I should be playing Diablo 4 tomorrow. Be checking it out. I love Diablo. Diablo 2 is my favorite game of all time. So, hopefully Diablo 4 doesn't disappoint me. Although I've heard a lot of stuff about it. It's like, yeah, there's a reason why I didn't buy it right off the bat like I thought I would. Okay, you guys have a great Friday. Hopefully a great weekend. I'll be working the whole, whole weekend, but that's because my days are fucking weird. Like, next week I'm Monday and Wednesday. The week after that I'm Monday and Friday. The week after that I don't know yet. But my vacation is coming. And I'm already thinking about doing Helldivers 2 as a marathon during my vacation. I do like my Chain Lightning Sorceress on Diablo 2. You get telekinesis, and Chain Lightning is like, oh no, there's 8 guys. Boom, 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 hits them all. Well, there's only 3. Well, it forms a triangle as it bounces between one and the other over and over and over again. Love Chain Lightning. My Chain Lightning Sorceress is probably my second favorite character after my Raven's Druid. Because my Raven's Druid has a level 42 Ravens. Love Ravens. It's so fucking amusing. Alright, see you guys.